5 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. Yay, caramba. Oh, thank God. I forgot to check again to see if it was in single or continuous. So, yes, that's something. I have an intern with me today.
Do you?
Yes. Next week, intern, make sure that you check on the CDs as to whether it's in continuous or single, because the psychic likes to switch them over to continuous.
He being psychic, doesn't he know that we don't like that?
He's also a listener, and you would think he would know that you don't like that.
Okay.
But anyway, a very good afternoon to you, fun seekers. It is a Friday, thank God, Friday, May the 19th, which for some reason seems like some kind of a significant day to me. Is this any kind of a significant day in history or anything like that, Sharon?
Cruise Day.
No, honey, that's not significant. I meant like, the end of the war or something like that. It just sounds like a significant day.
Well, I don't know.
Well, whatever.
It's a day in history,
It's, don't bother, honey. It's not that kind of station. Friday, May the 19th, 1995. I, of course, am the magnificent Lassiter, with you until 6 p.m., which is my sincere personal desire. It's also my contractual obligation. And I am serviced on the other side of the glass in the control room by my personal manservant and board operator, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, how are you this afternoon?
Hey, Bob.
Jeffrey, you sound a little down today. Something wrong, dude?
No. What's going on? How you doing?
I don't know. Maybe I can cheer you up, Jeffrey. The sound of a squeak toy normally makes most people smile. I have two of them here. Let's see which one you would prefer. I have a deep, manly one. And I have a rather wimpy one.
Yeah, I like that one.
The wimpy one. Okay, thought so. And over on the other side of the world, far, far, far away from here, sometimes not far enough, is in a converted prune closet, is the former news chick, Sharon the Body Tailor, who is now just known as the girl on the afternoon radio show.
Yeah. You're right, Bobby. Anne Boleyn was beheaded on this date in 1536.
I knew it, yes.
There you go.
Damned. And I didn't get one card this year.
Didn't get your Anne Boleyn cards yet?
No. People used to send those out religiously, and I didn't get one this year. Damn it.
Oh, well.
Times have changed since I was a young man, Sharon. Times have changed. People just don't have the refinement. They don't have the sense of dignity and propriety that they used to have. Propriety, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
the sense
they
of propriety.
don't have that anymore. That's what they have now. I'm sorry.
Oh, by the way, we do have an update on what happened to my contract. I just recently spoke with Ross Revox.
Oh, yeah? So now where is it?
Well, apparently somebody gave Ross a book on origami. And he really got into it, and he has inadvertently folded my contract into the shape of a Japanese crane. And he loves it so much. It's sitting on his desk right now. He loves it so much. He asked if, he could possibly keep it that way for the weekend, and on Monday he'll unfold it and give me back my contract.
Now, that was a very original one.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Hey, look, if you think
that
this is easy...
pretty good.
If you think this is easy, because it's...
Things you can do with paper every day. I didn't think you could come up with
Well, I have this form, okay? I have this little form. It says show notes at the top, and it has the date and the date. And then I write down my little thoughts every morning, and sometimes I use them all during a show, and sometimes I don't. But nonetheless, I save them in my word processor, and so every morning I start my day by pulling up yesterday's show notes and changing the date, and then I go through and delete what I used the previous day. So I normally hit, because it's the first thing I hit, I normally hit the Ross Revox contract deal at about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Which normally brings me to a screeching halt, and I sit there like an asshole and a moron staring at a blank wall across from my desk, trying to figure out what can I possibly say today that might be in the least bit amusing.
Paper humor.
Got
it, Bobby.
I was rather pleased with myself when I came up with origami. I think, am I pronouncing that correctly? I think I am.
I think so.
Close enough, anyway. But then I thought, what percentage of the audience is going to know what origami is? But I said, I don't care. I know what it is, and it's clever. And on top of that, he's going to know what it is. Probably.
You think
so?
Yeah,
he's a reasonably refined man.
He knows how to fold sandwich papers, but I don't know about the origami.
Didn't they have an earthquake?
No, he's not too good at folding sandwich papers, but he's very, very good at making it appear as though he's actually putting the pickles and the mushrooms on the sandwich and then distracting the customer's attention while he removes the pickles and the mushrooms. Do you realize those mushrooms that he has at the sandwich board at the Subway are the same ones that he started with in business over 9 years ago?
They are?
Yes, they are.
How do you know?
It's incredible. He's never put...
Just keeps adding to the heap? That's not
well, they're some of the most expensive things.
Happy, Bobby.
Okay, so next week on this radio station, we're cutting new rejoiners and all that kind of stuff right now. We are changing the station's, on-air logo, which is Entertaining Talk Radio. This is the second change we've made this year.
What's this going to change to now?
Because it previously was Entertaining Talk Radio for the 90s.
Yeah.
And then for some strange reason, they decided, well, gosh, the end of the decade's only 5 years away, so let's drop the 90. What, do you think I'm kidding?
It's true.
It's true. These people plan ahead around here, sir. Anyhow, so we dropped Entertaining Talk Radio for the 90s in favor of Entertaining Talk Radio.
Yeah.
Like, half of this audience knows the date to start with, right? And now it is going to be Radio Rehab, the Radio Rehabilitation Center, because next week we will have from 6 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning, Ron and Ron, who of course made their mark in this market at WYNF.
Yeah.
From 2 until 6 we shall have the magnificent Lassiter, who of course made his mark in this market at WFLA. And then from 10 until 2, filling in for the Hooters girls next week, will be Cleveland Wheeler, who made his mark in this market at Q105.
We're all coming to our senses.
So we're...
Finally!
We all got famous someplace else and have ended up here.
Thank God.
So this is Radio Rehab next week. What an organization. What a great, great organization. These sisters are known, of course, to be very, very large antique collectors. And since they have all of the antiques in the world anyway, they have now decided to start picking up antique radio people.
Well, now, what kind of a thing
possible way is there to see? What do you mean?
What kind of a thing is that to say? I mean, they got you, but...
Exactly. And you?
I wouldn't exactly call Mr.
God, I'll
Wheeler
never forget. I will never forget the day that you broke the news of the Hindenburg crashing. Oh, God, that was breathtaking, Sharon. Just absolutely breathtaking.
Bobby,
What?
I think you're stretching things just a little bit. Just a tad. It's too early for this already. Too early for the insults.
Excuse me a second. Damn.
What are you doing?
Is the engineer here? I think all the light bulbs must be burnt out in the Van Ortner.
Why?
None of them are twinkling.
No? Well, let's just go to Bennington's or something. Let's close up shop and let's go.
Well, of course, I haven't given out the phone numbers.
Well.
That's true. I have yet to give out the phone numbers. That's true. So if they don't have the phone numbers, how could they possibly call, correct?
Why don't you give them out then?
I suppose I could.
Yeah. Why not? It's Friday. It's fun.
I mean, I said, hey, Cleveland, just come in, sit down. I'll show you how easy it is, man. I mean, this is a piece of cake. I mean, he's here with a stack of record albums under his arm. Can't play record albums. We don't even have a turntable in this building, Cleveland. We don't even have one. I mean, it is sink or swim here by the seat of your pants. But it's a good audience. They call when you tell them to.
They do?
Yes.
I will clarify, by the way, that I don't know. I can classify as an antique. I mean, that's really kind of flattering.
Okay, so we're collectibles. None of us are really antiques.
Yeah,
We're all
that's a nicer
collectibles.
word. Much
Well, we're not
nicer.
expensive enough to be antiques.
Or curios. We're all curios. I suppose would probably be a little bit closer to it.
I did have to chuck my health benefits, though, before I accepted this job,
I was going to say something very painful when you said something about we're not expensive enough to be antiques. I was going to say, I'm sorry you don't have an agent as good as I did, but...
Bobby.
What?
You're being a little snotty, if you don't mind my saying so.
Well, thank you, Sharon. You so rarely compliment me.
Well, you are. Can't you behave a little bit? Have a guest, for heaven's sake.
He's not a guest. He's a friend.
Well, but...
I used to have to drive my wife to work in the morning when I was at PLP. and at FLA, too, listening to this man and his gang of thugs belittle and ridicule me and not have the decency to give my proper name or call letters. But I knew who he was talking about. And worse than that, he stole my kazoo and my garbage truck sound effect.
Psychological warfare.
Of course, his kazoo was not nearly of the quality of mine, and the garbage truck really sucked because I have the world's greatest garbage truck sound effect. It is so good I only use it 6 times a year. Sometimes only 3.
Was it the one you used to drive?
Yes.
This could be fun.
God almighty. Jeffy, here, it's the big silver one, Jeffy. Watch the cart machines, you moron! Jeffy. I said get it out of here. Now, isn't that the greatest garbage truck sound effect you've ever heard in your entire life?
Jeffy always gets to drive.
I'll tell you, Tim Allen would really appreciate that one.
But the one that you had when you were on the zoo, that was really... It left much to be desired.
It was a foreign-made job.
I mean, I don't understand why you guys just didn't tape the show, lift it off the tape, and, use the one that I used. And that kazoo, too, that really left a great deal to be desired. I mean, one day Harris was over there cutting. He was over at FLA while he was still working with you at the zoo, cutting a spot. And because I am such a magnanimous man, even though I have a bad reputation in the business, I walked across the hall and gave him one of my kazoos to pass along to you, which I understand he never did. I don't know what in the hell he did with it, but I do have a vision of him sitting in his bathtub with a rubber duck in my kazoo.
I think he gave it to the lab.
So now we'll pump the phone numbers and we'll take a break. 576-WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221-WSUN. All other areas toll-free, 1-800-356-WSUN. Bennington, do you want to come in here and join us for a few moments?
Mr. Wheeler, how are you, sir?
Okay, we'll take a break and come back. It's 2:18. AM 6. 26 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. Jeffy, anything in particular bugging you today? Do you have any, thoughts for the day or anything like that you wanted to get in before we, get any deeper into this?
No, not today. Nope, I'm okay.
Okay, so we're all okay today. All right, let's see. Bennington is here. Cleveland Wheeler is here, who, of course, both of them grew up listening to me in this market. Both, I understand, were inspired to get into the industry, actually, from laying on the floor listening to their crystal sets.
It's a super group in here this morning. This is like when Crosby, Stills, and Nash hooked up.
You think so?
I think we're on to something big right here with the 3 of us.
It could possibly be.
Uh-huh.
Of course, this will probably break the sisters if they had to pay us all, to do one show. And the advertising rates, God, we'd probably have to charge $15, $16, $17 a spot to break even.
I figure, how many people you think are sitting around the radio going, don't bring up my name. Please don't bring up my name.
Oh, by the way, I have to warn the audience, and Jeffy, I have to warn you, too. We have a crank caller alert out today because it's my understanding that Lionel is in town. So we all know that Lionel's still...
Really?
Yeah, he's still just a caller and will not be able to resist. So we have a crank caller alert out today. We'll be on the lookout for that. Speaking of don't bring up my name.
Okay. Yeah, because you're what? How do you feel? Like you started him like he's your son?
No, not at all. No, he was a renowned caller in this market long before I got here. He was a Gulfport attorney, but he was working with, poor souls like John Eastman and Paul Gonzalez and Tim Coles, and they never really appreciated him.
Right.
They never really understood that he could make them wealthy. You know, they're all living in rehab garden apartments now. I have a big fancy schmancy house, and it's, you know.
Yeah, but I picked up a condo in Rehab Gardens just for years down the road.
It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea
I
at
know
all.
where we all end up.
Yeah. So was there anybody, since you brought it up, anybody that you wanted to slam or anything?
No, of course not.
Cleveland, anybody you wanted to slam?
Oh, everybody knows who I want to slam, but this is not the time or the place.
Oh, you're
It's
gonna
always
save
the
that.
time and place.
Did you want to
Can
talk?
I save some for next week?
Oh, of course you
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
All right.
So is that the type of show you're going to do next week? Is it going to be inside?
This is going to be inspirational.
Uh-huh. Kind of a Pat Robertson thing?
Yeah, well...
He does have one really great idea. I won't give it away unless you want to give it away, but the idea that we talked about over lunch today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the situation I'm in right now, at this present time, right, is inspirational in itself. Unemployment.
Well, the famous unemployed.
Yeah, well, I think that I'm gonna round up some people next week that perhaps, don't have a lot to do right now, that will fool me in the limelight.
God knows they're available to come in.
Yes, sir.
Who are we looking at?
Oh. What's,
I know Murphy's working again.
Yeah. But you may feel unemployed.
So that's still doing. It was doing very, very well in the numbers. Is it still doing well?
I don't know. You guys pay attention to numbers.
I don't pay attention to television numbers. What do I care?
Yeah, but you pay attention to radio numbers. I still haven't figured those out yet.
Yeah, they get a very hot launch. They were doing well. So I still think they are, yeah. Sandy Friedman, though, what's she doing these days?
We don't know.
What are you looking at me for? I'm a happily married man. Just because we live in the same neighborhood doesn't mean that I have, have her over to the house a lot or anything like that.
You're next door to her now, aren't you?
Well, not quite, but we're not that far apart.
She pinched my ass once, I'll say that. That's a true story.
I didn't know she drank that heavily.
I don't think she was drunk. I think it was like, she just was digging it.
Well, you guys used to be on opposite each other for a while.
Right.
Did you ever sneak listens to the Q-Zoo, and did you guys ever sneak listens to
you never
the
had
Ron
time
Ron
for
show?
that.
No time for do. No.
I still, actually, until your show, I really don't listen to that much radio, even now. So I have no idea how it works.
Well,
I
there's
just kind
a
of
knob
follow
on the left side, which usually changes the channels, and the knob on the right side usually has something to do with the volume
I
control,
know, but I
or
have a
vice
cassette
versa.
player.
Oh.
So I have my own stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
There are new things like CDs and stuff like that. They make it possible to listen to what you want to listen to, and lots of it without any chattering DJs and noisy interruptions.
That's what we're after. Well, why don't we maybe the three of us will get together and we'll do soft talk.
Yeah, we got into Velveeta's car today to go to lunch, and damned if he didn't have the worm on his car radio.
Is that right?
Oh, God almighty. He actually drives around listening to that stuff. No wonder he's the way he is. I mean, I can understand when you're sitting in the office or something like that and you're trying to catch one of the jocks, flubbing a word or stuttering or something like that so that you can go in and berate them. But driving around listening to it.
Why do birds suddenly appear?
And it was loud. I mean, it wasn't just on. It was loud.
Just rocking, huh?
Like he had kind of been driving into work, snapping his fingers to Barbra Streisand or Neil Diamond or something. It was tragic.
Well,
I lost all respect. Well, okay, I didn't have any respect for him prior to that. But if I had respect for him, I would have lost it right there on the spot.
Now, were you ever a big music fan, Cleveland, or you just were into the comedy
I love
part?
all kinds of music.
Yeah.
Like you, it's just it's kind of like like a prop.
Oh, I remember those shows that you used to do at Q105 where, oh, boy, they let me bring in my own records today and play these hopelessly obscure things that no one had ever heard of.
Now, you have big ratings when they let you get away with stuff like that.
Well, it was shortly thereafter that you went to Houston or Dallas or where the hell was it?
Shortly after that, there was no Q105.
Well, that is true, too, yes.
Yeah. It's my fault,
That's what I keep hearing.
That's what Mason was saying last night at dinner. And Harris, too. He chirped. I'd never really seen Mason and Harris get together like that before, but they both just... Harris, he slammed the table and the pasta plate just flipped right over. And it was really, really, really ugly. And I don't know. It's a possibility. Let me clear a couple of these here. These people have been waiting. Let me go to Clearwater. Hi, Clear. You're on the air at WSUN.
Blaster.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Oh, doing great, dude. How are you?
Hey, maybe you're right. Maybe Lionel is still just a caller, but you're still just a financial and social loser.
Yes, I am.
Good job, Lionel. He's got a new voice.
Yes, well, he's got a lot of time on his hands to work on them, I understand. All that extra time he thought he was going to be working in the clubs in New York. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. To a payphone in Bradenton. Hi, Pay, you're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, Lassiter.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm a ma'am, not a sir, anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
That's okay. Hey,
Wow, that's embarrassing. I've never made that mistake.
It only happens 2 or 3 times a year, and it's always embarrassing.
All right, anyway, listen, I drive around, like, all day.
Truck?
At my job.
Yeah.
And so I tune in, sometimes, but I have to get out of my truck and stuff, so I don't have to listen to your whole show.
Well, no, you don't have to get out of your truck so you don't have to listen to the show. You can turn it down.
Well,
that's rather extreme, getting out of the truck to stop listening.
Well, anyway, my question is, I'm wondering if you ever really have a subject or anything that you talk about on your show, or because all the time whenever I tune in and listen to you, it just seems like you're kind of just talking amongst yourselves and kind of inside jokes and laughing and stuff. And
I've noticed that with Bob's show.
And
drives me crazy. Not like my theme-driven shows.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is that the show? I mean, that's what it is? Is you guys kind of pile in a room and talk about things, or do you ever really talk about?
Well, we have a directive from the general manager, and as a matter of fact, the general manager actually put this on tape, and we all had these little wristwatches with these miniature cassette machines in the wristwatches. Well, I'll just press the button on mine, and you can see what the general manager says about it.
Topics are a bunch of crap.
So, that's what the general manager says. He says...
What did it say?
Cart machine.
Cart machine, yes. The general manager says...
Topics are a bunch of crap.
Topics are a bunch of crap.
Oh, okay.
But you can talk about anything that you want to talk about.
I want to get into this cat mutilation thing. What's happening there?
Cat mutilation? I prefer
Yeah.
the pink prison suits. I thought that was kind of neat.
Well, that'll teach them, huh?
Yes, it will. They are such progressive thinkers in the state of Alabama. I can hardly wait to move there. I gave my resignation today, and I put the house up for sale. By the way, you can my house $5,000. First $5,000 will take it so that we can get the hell out of town in a hurry. And Muffy and I are moving to Alabama to be in that progressive state. It should really be really neat. And besides, I have a pink shirt, so all I need now are the pants to go along with it. I have 2 pink shirts, actually, to kind of think of it. I have a long sleeve and a short sleeve pink shirt.
Well, I think, it's that... They put them in pink uniforms now if they act up, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, they cut the back of their pants out. They're gonna show these guys.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're gonna make their butts hang out all day long.
And for the benefit of the audience who does not know what offense that one would have to do in order to be forced to wear a pink uniform in the Alabama state prison system, it is not what you would think. They are having a problem in the Alabama state prison system. Actually, maybe we should let Sharon, with her former news background.
Oh, I think you're doing just fine.
You sure you don't want to tell them, Sharon?
Well, it's perhaps enjoying themselves in a way that's just a tad too public.
Excuse me, Sharon, keep going.
No, Sharon's
Go. A little more.
Sharon's pussyfooting around this.
Let me get out of the way
Hey,
here.
I'm so glad you said foot.
The inmates in Alabama, they seem to be having a problem with the inmates and the female prison guards, where the inmates are
We say batch run. We say batch running.
running batches, yes, in front of the prison matrons, and so therefore they have decided that the best possible remedy for this is to make them wear pink prison uniforms.
I guess so you can spot them and then just turn your head very quickly before they...
Well, can you blame these guys? I mean, you're doing life, and a woman walks by. Sorry, I'm heading in that direction.
Well, I mean, speak for yourself, Bennington. I believe very firmly in being reasonably open and honest with my audience, but I do think there is a point beyond which the audience is not really entitled to know.
So you're saying you never have? Or you just don't anymore?
There was a time in 1957 when I foolishly, I had been talking with Dominic Spadia, a kid in my 5th grade class, and Dominic told me about it, and I went home and tried it, and I regretted it. I called the priest up and asked for a special confession. I immediately went down to the rectory, confessed my hard sin.
Well, hard.
I also confessed to my mother, who made an appointment with a dermatologist so that the warts could be removed from my palms. And as you can see, I wear glasses to this day.
True.
So it is, You know, it's. I don't think it's anything to joke about.
No,
it's something very, very serious. And to any of the young people in the audience, if you have not tried this yet, please do not try it.
Or if you do, make
Don't
sure...
do it in Alabama.
Yeah.
While you're in jail.
Well, I got caught with the very hard T-shirt underneath my bed. My mom was going, "What's with this T-shirt? Why is there a hard T-shirt?" I'm going, well, you know, leave her alone.
Maybe you should make it therapeutical and do it with friends.
Circle time?
Yeah. I mean, at least they're going to.
I often wondered what it was that kept you people at the Q-Zoo in the morning so close. Because, you know, none of us ever got along at FLA or PLP. I didn't get along with any of those people, but you guys all seem to be so close. And are you saying that's really what it was?
Yeah. It draws you together.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Bonding experience.
Yes. Tampa, hi Tampa, you're on the air at WSUN. Hello, Tampa. Tampa once. Tampa twice.
Tampa 3 times a lady.
I find it almost impossible to believe, probably never before in the history of this radio market, have 3 legends been on the air at the same time.
I can't believe that you're including me in the legends.
From different formats, different stations, different periods, all at the same time. This moron in Tampa, who only had to wait 18 minutes,
right,
had an opportunity to join in with, at Bennington, I was referring to Sharon. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I was getting ready to walk downstairs.
Sharon, the general manager, is over here. Feel free to light up.
Oh,
He'll never know.
Okay.
We'll just start singing Christmas carols. He won't be able to leave. You know how much Christmas means to him, and as long as Jeffy and I are singing Christmas carols, you can sit there and smoke.
I'll put the tree up.
I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, it's something about Christmas.
Getting close to Noel, you know.
I don't even want to say.
Leon is, I think, is what we used to call it. Leon.
576 WS1 in Pinellas and Hillsborough 2. Did you bring any dope with you today?
Probably Appleoff has some.
576 WS1 in Pinellas and Hillsborough 2. What, Sharon?
Bobby.
What?
What kind of an image is that to project? You could have a young listener out there.
Well, I've already taken care of the young listeners. I've already given them very good advice, Sharon. 576. I expect to get an award from the Catholic Good Broadcasting Council after the advice I gave out this afternoon.
Good.
I think I've mended my ways. I've cleaned up.
I go with the revolving T-shirt idea for the kids. Don't use the same T-shirt.
You'll get warts and you'll lose your eyesight. Don't listen to it, Bennington. 576 WSU1 in Pinellas and Hillsborough 221 WSU1. It's 240. Catch the
UN entertaining talk radio.
Hey, Alan, you're sure looking tan.
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, what?
I joined a tanning salon.
Really? Well, you're looking great.
Yeah, thanks. I noticed all the girls around the office talking about me.
What do you mean?
Little whispers and giggles here and there. Probably think I'm a real outdoorsman, you know? Chicks dig that.
Okay, Alan, can I tell you something as a friend?
Yeah, what?
Well, this is kind of hard to say, but have you noticed that you, fart a lot?
What are you talking about?
You see, right there, for example.
What?
Well, you just farted. Oh, and right there, you just did it again.
I did not. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to help you as a friend, Alan.
Oh, I get it. You're jealous.
Seriously, Alan, you have a real problem.
Screw you! I don't need to take this from you.
Alan, I'm just trying to help. Hey, I'm just trying to help.
It's estimated that 1 out of every 5 males over the age of 35 suffer from an intestinal condition known as Cardison's disease. It's a combination of excessive gas and a neurological disorder that prevents the individual from hearing his own problem. You may be suffering from Cardison's and not even know it. Brought to you by the President's Council. I'll for Bishop, Right Box 447, Washington, D.C.
I just bothered to figure them out. Oh, sorry, we were just going over some technical things here. A little inside radio. Cleveland was asking me how I knew when to punch the cart, and I was admitting to him that I didn't. That it's just...
You don't need to.
After 2 years, I just know when the spots end.
I know when it's...
See, it's very loose and formal radio, Cleveland.
They've got 2 years of radio school to learn all this.
So, dead air is not the end of the world here.
Right.
As a matter of fact, dead air can be very, very dramatic.
I like that.
You actually perfected that air.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, when someone calls in, you just leave them there.
I am known in the business as Mr. Dead Air.
You are the
No,
loudest.
not why Russ Albums is alive. He's great. I don't know whether you guys know Russ that well, but he is.
No, I don't know him at all, but I know who he is.
A guy who works without headphones in the business, even during an interview. So it was just the other day, I think I was listening to him on the way home, and you could hear the caller, but not him. He didn't have his mic on. So he just got to hear someone answer questions. Well, thanks for asking, Russ.
But this is very informal radio here. We're not that, nobody gets that uptight. Well, the reason nobody gets that uptight is I don't believe anybody in management actually listens to this radio station.
This is the cool. I mean, what's great, they never even come over here. It's really like a clubhouse.
Well, no, they do occasionally come over here when a salesperson does not meet their monthly budget.
Yeah.
Then they have to come over and sit in through one of the shows. And depending upon how badly they missed budget is which show they have to sit in on. I mean, if they really missed, Spivey.
Oh.
Yeah. So, salespeople have been known to go out and take out loans.
Does that make any sense?
Buy time themselves to avoid having to sit on the Spivey show. It's a very effective sales tool. It's progressive management at this radio station.
You know what? The great thing, too, Cleveland, you'll be here when Spivey and his entourage come in. And never have seen men wear such short shorts before in your life.
Can you look at them? I mean, straight on?
Yeah.
You can? Okay.
They love it.
Oh, and there's another thing here. You will never, ever, ever, I guarantee it, you will never be bothered by engineers.
Right.
That's a blessing?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say it was a blessing. I'm just telling you, don't ever worry about, an engineer. You know how sometimes an engineer would come in and decide to clean the heads on your cart machines in the middle of your show or something?
I mean, maintenance.
Oh, right.
Maintenance, yeah.
And you can eat and drink right on the board. Nobody complains about that.
No, actually, the board works better with you spill a little coffee into it every now and then.
We do rails off of it. No one cares. This is what FM was in the 60s.
Yes, it's kind of like experimental radio.
Without the records.
2X, 2L. 2X, 2L. Is anybody out there? It's that kind of radio.
Breaker.
Let's do Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey.
Hey, dude.
Well, I just heard Wheeler's in town.
Yes, he is, yes.
I just want to tell him, hey,
Got in, about a year and a half ago, Cleveland?
Yeah, I've been here for about 2 years, yeah.
Stephen, I want to tell you that now that you've joined the radio station, be very careful. All this laughter and patting out here on the radio now, I remember when a certain personality came from Miami. And all he talked about was queer hunks and farted and thought it was funny. Lassiter wanted that part of the show because that's all he could do, so he got rid of him, and now he...
Sir, I had nothing to do with getting rid of Randy Rhodes.
Oh, you should have heard all the trouble. Anyway, watch your back is what I'm telling you.
Watch your back at all times, of course. Never get sick.
Sir, simply because I have a minor sibilance problem is no reason to go and, suggest that I'm that way.
Yeah, he'll fart today and think it's funny. That's his show. That's his whole show. Well, anyway.
Well, thank you, sir.
Maybe I can contribute.
Here's one to you.
I'm in. Should we form a circle?
Let's do a cell phone. Hi, Sal. You see, it's a very friendly audience. Hi, Sal. You're on the air at WSUN.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon, Sal.
How you guys doing?
Oh, dynamite.
Good. Listen, I had a quick question for Cleveland Wheeler.
Yeah.
Cleveland, I was just wondering, what, in your opinion, what was the downfall of Q105 that allowed the Power Pig to overtake them in that period of time as dramatically as they did?
Yeah, like I say, I'm trying to save some stuff for next week. I think about what...
Oh, I thought you were trying to save what was left of your fortune. We're worried about being sued. I see.
I'd take all of about 5 minutes, I guess. Can I say that for Monday? You want to call me back Monday?
Yeah, I guess.
You really going to tell them what you think?
Sure, of course. I mean, you've given me all the courage to do that.
Everybody else has said, except for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody said their say-so.
I guess I can wait till Monday.
Okay.
Well, I guess you have to now.
I guess so.
Okay, man.
I didn't think it was that big of a dramatic thing, anyway, to lose one book for everybody to panic.
Oh, Bennington's here. Why don't you ask him what the downfall of Y95 was?
Me leaving.
No, that's all right. Hey, Ron Bennington.
Yeah.
You think Dia could do something with Bob's hair?
You know, I wouldn't mind getting Dee in here and doing something with Bob's hair.
I have my own hairdresser.
Yeah, Bob, you haven't seen this girl though.
She is hot.
Wait a second, you haven't seen Belinda.
All right, let's.
And next Friday, I just found out today. Jeffy, you might want to make a notation in my calendar in there that you keep for me. We have Belinda at 3:00 for my hair, and at I believe it's 2:00 we have my manicurist.
On the air?
Yes.
And when did you plan on telling me this?
I just...
I worry about you, too. Oh. Now you've upset him.
And I think Sharon is scheduled for a pedicure at either 3 or 4. I'm not clear on what time that is.
My.
What time is your pedicure, Sharon?
I don't know. Nobody's told me.
I'm getting a loofah scrub.
I thought I was getting a manicure.
From Watley.
Oh, I thought you were getting a pedicure.
Oh. Well,
I'm getting a manicure.
They can cure whatever they want to cure, I suppose.
And you have a lot of stuff that looks like it's been cured.
Hey.
Hello. So next week we're going to get to hear your views about what happened with Q105.
Only if you ask me.
I'll ask you. I asked now, but I guess we got to wait.
Yeah, I can have some material on there.
Sure, I don't blame you. No, you know, I don't believe that you don't think that you were doing talk before. You didn't play that many records, right?
No, I get accused of that, doing talk all the time.
Well, 2 records an hour. I mean, my God, stop the music.
Well, I took it as a compliment.
Yeah, right.
But, so here I am.
I mean, I would have listened more, but, you know, all you did was... And those damn Nutrisystem commercials every 12 minutes.
Yeah, buddy, you and me.
Boy, we cost a lot of livers over that thing, didn't we? We killed a lot of people.
A lot of gallbladders. Jeez. A lot of gallbladders are hanging up there on the wall, along with a moose head.
I remember when Sean Portman came in and said, look, you have to read these spots live. And I go, I'm not reading, these things. And they go, here's the check. And I go, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you about a wonderful new product called Nutrisystem. What's life works for? Then 60 Minutes comes on. What did everybody lost their gallbladders or spleens or?
Yeah, gallbladder, man.
They had deformed children, all for $100 a spot. Thank you.
Well, I don't know. It was that marvelous firm Nutrisystem that got Cleveland and I to talk initially.
Right, because you had a fight over it or something. What happened?
A minor dispute.
What happened?
Territorial, contractual. Professional.
Well, it was a tad more complex than that. Q105 in Cleveland had an exclusive with Nutrisystem, and Nutrisystem apparently forgot this and signed me up. Mm-hmm. And they're on for probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm not sure, a fair amount of time. And then I was having some problems with the station, and so the only leverage I had at that time is I went to the station and said, I'm not going to do the Nutrisystem spots anymore unless you do whatever the hell I wanted them to do, and I don't even remember what it was.
They said, okay.
No, they didn't. They were very, very upset about it. That afternoon, we got the cease and desist.
Yeah.
So, what the hell? The next day, I went on the air and told the people that I would no longer be doing the Nutrisystem spots. I neglected to tell them that I had already bailed out of them myself, but blamed it all on Cleveland Wheeler and went into a great, lengthy, impassioned monologue about what a mean-spirited man Cleveland was and how he didn't really care about fat people and didn't want the fat people of the Tampa Bay area who didn't listen to his show know about the joys of Nutrisystem. Cleveland, in a rage, foolishly called my show.
Uh-huh.
I believe it's
Were you in a rage or?
In a rage?
I believe it is the first and the last call you ever made to a talk show, is it not?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That was you who was raging. I was being.
Yeah, it's the wrong side of the board to be on there. There's no doubt about it.
We then took the call that Cleveland made and re-edited it.
Oh, yeah.
The call was bad enough as it was, but then we cut it to make it even worse. And used it for a station promo, and that's how Cleveland and I met.
Yeah.
So you guys became friends then, or you had an argument first, or?
Well, no, I guess it was about 6 months to a year later. We were both doing a legal seminar in Orlando, and the people in whoever had put this together. Actually, it was really kind of funny because there were 3 radio personalities. I was in the middle, and Cleveland, I think, was on my right, and on my left was a man named Steve Kane.
Yeah, Steve Kane.
Who I also despised. Mm-hmm. It was a really fun afternoon.
I heard the word "also" in there, Cleveland.
And so what the hell, we had to sit there for an hour and a half, and at one point, I just looked over and said, "You want to go have a drink?" And he said, "Yeah." And looked over at Kane and said, "Nah." And so Cleveland and I and my wife went over and we had drinks. And
see, kids, thanks to alcohol, you can solve your differences. You know, if more world leaders drank, I don't think we'd have so many wars.
And then a few weeks after that, I left the market and called Cleveland and said, "I'm leaving," and he invited me out to lunch.
Now, Cleveland, at that time, what had you heard about Bob? Because I had always heard, before we worked at the same station, you will hate this guy. He gets along with nobody. He's just a bear to work with. Had you heard the same thing?
That's pretty much chapter and verse there, Ron.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not true at all.
It's the farthest thing from
Or
the
have
truth.
you...
Are we busting your image, though?
Or, have you moved from warrior to wise man? That's what I think. I think I missed your warrior stage.
No, I used to throw hissy fits every 3 months, but I never threw hissy fits at the people that worked with me or that worked in my, support. My hissy fits were always thrown at management, and they were brutal. Anybody that saw them was terrified. I mean, I am a big man. I used to be a hell of a lot bigger. I have a very loud voice when I want it to be loud. And when I go stomping and raging up and down the hall, it's scary. And I used to throw, it would almost be, oh, God, look, it's the 19th of May. I'm scheduled for a hissy fit today. Every 3 months, I would throw one. But for the rest of the time, I'm a very shy man. And I'm somewhat reclusive, and I'm also a very nervous man before a show. So everybody thinks that I'm very arrogant. And I suppose I am a little arrogant, too. What the hell?
Yeah.
Nobody that I work with understands exactly what it is that I do. And you're supposed to come in here and make this look as easy and as relaxed as you can possibly make it. And you're supposed to sound like you're everybody's best friend and a very approachable human being. Well, most of the people in this business can pull that off 24 hours a day. I can't. It takes every ounce of energy I have to pull that off for 2.5 hours. Unfortunately, I do 4 on the air. And that's why a lot of people think that I'm a very despicable human being.
I think the people that tell us, because here we are, like until, the three of us have never been together before, and I hadn't met you, Bob, before we worked. But I think the people that spread, this is how this person is, are salespeople who all go out and drink together, and they all hate us no matter what. So by the time they get back, oh boy, nobody can stand Lassiter over there. Nobody can stand Wheeler. He's a madman.
With me, I don't believe it was necessarily salespeople, since I always had very little to do with them. They could never sell my show. I believe it was always mid-management. Mid-management, because at PLP and at FLA, I played by a different set of rules, which made it very, very difficult for, like, operations managers and assistant PDs and those kinds of people. It made it very difficult because they would issue edicts that I didn't have to follow. Or they would get edicts that would come down from a corporate office that didn't apply to me. And those people resented me very much. For example, Freakus over at FLA probably thinks I'm one of the most despicable people on the face of the earth. She got caught in that middle land.
Right.
Because I basically did whatever I wanted to do, and it was okay with Randy Michaels, and it was okay with David Niseko, but the operations manager, Bob Schumann, and she was his assistant, frankly had no control over me. They weren't even invited into my contract negotiations, which is, a real insult and a slap in their face. So now all the people that protected me are gone, and that's why they hate me. Because now they can. It's 3:02.
AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio. For news you can count on. You need people you can count on. That's why you turn to Channel 13 Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening, everyone.
AM 620 WSUN. The opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the advertisers, management, or staff of AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio. AM 620 WSUN. St. Petersburg, Tampa, Clearwater. Making more than just your radio vibrate. Now back to Lassiter on AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio.
You must be 18 to buy all vehicles subject to prior sale. All vehicles subject to tax and license. Prices do not include tax or license or the price of the car. Commercial rebate available. First payment due in 120 days from delivery. Please, no flash photography. Mileage may vary. No purchase necessary. Odds of winning are approximately 1 in 55. Please keep hands and feet inside the car at all times. If you look to your left, you'll see Mount Rainier. Skate at your own risk. Remain seated, please. This is the last time I'm going to tell you. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Albertsons, it's your store. Batteries not included. Details inside. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Do not take orally. No gum chewing. Save questions and comments until the end. You have the right to remain silent. Emergency exits are located near the back of the plane. Don't make me come up there. Lather, rinse, repeat if necessary. Approved by the FDA. Apply to underarms only. Don't run with scissors. No lifeguard on duty. Please stand behind the yellow line. Don't use that tone of voice with me. Injury or death may occur. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Some assembly required. Tapes cannot be returned. Keep refrigerated. Shake well before using. Allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. My other car is a Porsche. Store in a cool, dry place. 1 coupon per household. I'd rather be golfing. Amen.
I never understood, but I don't care. I play it anyway.
Damn it, it's cute, Bob.
I think so. I think so.
Not funny. It's cute.
And it's you.
Yeah, it is him. It is. That's what I call a Lassiter bit.
Yeah, yeah. And it also, it reminds me of Sharon, too.
Oh, why would it remind me of me?
Not funny, but cute.
Oh, Bobby. That's the nicest thing you've ever said about me. Oh, Bobby,
You want to pump your cruise, by the way, before we forget?
Pardon me?
You want to pump your cruise before I forget it?
Of course. We leave at 7 o'clock at John's Pass. The Majestic Empress.
We'll meet you there.
Depart. Will you?
Yeah, the 3 of us will be there.
I've heard that before.
What time do you think you're going to get out of the pass tonight, though?
Bobby, it'll be a lovely evening. Well, it might be a little windy, actually, but it'll be nice. We always have a nice time. There's buffet dinner, there's music, there's dancing, karaoke, there's casinos. We have fun.
Lifeboat drills.
Bobby.
Yes.
Stop.
Oh, okay.
So go with me tonight on the Majestic Empress. Call ahead for reservations, 0895-DEAL.
I have reservations.
I know.
That's why I'm not going.
Bring money.
And stuck on the boat for how many hours?
Oh, Jesus.
We leave about...
Well, it all depends on whether or not he can get the damn thing back into John's Pass.
Yeah, we leave at 7. We dock about 1:30.
Captain's drunk.
No.
None of the crew speaks English.
Yes, they do. We have a lovely crew. Quite
Get
an
the
effective.
lifeboat! Get the lifeboat!
You know, the hole is just stocked with bales of pot and kilos of cocaine.
Well, not when the boat goes out.
Yeah, when it comes back.
Stop it, all of you. Good heavens.
Here, hold this.
Let's go to Town and Country. Hi, Town. You're on the air at WSUN.
Good afternoon, Mad Dog.
Good afternoon, sir.
Friday.
Yes, it is Friday. It's Friday.
It's a happy one, too.
Oh, happy Friday.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wheeler and Mr. Bennington.
Hey. Good afternoon.
You know, I'm kind of in awe here, Bob. I mean, the 3 of you guys, I've been listening to you for most of my life. And I'm young.
Jesus.
I'm young, and yeah, you guys warped me. But I'm just overwhelmed by it. You guys, oh, man.
We're thinking about making it a sitcom. What do you think?
That'd be great.
It is very, very rare to have three giant has-beens in the same room.
Isn't it amazing?
Behind the same board at the same time. I don't think it's ever happened in radio before.
It's depressing.
Mad Dog, when you invited Mr. Bennington into the studio there, the word that came out of my mouth was, oh man, power. You know?
I only invited him in because I thought he had the dope.
I don't carry it. I have it.
Where's that bluff?
You know.
Well, I didn't see Flipper here, so I thought maybe, you had made an exception. We're carrying today.
No, it's always that bluff.
Oh.
Always.
Oh, you just say it's Flipper to throw the cops off.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, hey, that's, when an Appleoff wears that lumberjack shirt, who the hell is going to think he's got the dope? He looks so square in it, and those clodhopper shoes.
True.
Smart, Bennington. I'm sorry, caller.
It's okay, sir. Well, you guys have a good weekend, and Mr. Wheeler will be listening next week.
Please.
Okay.
I can't wait for next week. I can't wait to hear all the dirt you've been waiting to say. Everything you've wanted to get out. That's the beautiful thing about talk.
Yeah, I guess it is.
The only thing he can't wait for is he figures you're inexperienced. He's going to try to slip in all those damn comedians from that club of his.
Comedy Scene 791 Hip. You know,
is Tommy Blaze around?
No, he was with me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah?
He was on the TV show Friends last night for a very small part.
There he was.
Which I waited the whole show to say, but yeah, he's doing well. He's doing great.
Did you master the VCR yet?
Yeah, but I was nervous for him. I thought he got cut out of the thing.
Oh, okay.
Didn't he do some writing, some screenplay stuff?
For Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, yeah.
And then I got caught using one of those words that Eddie doesn't like to be called. He was like 23, 24 at the time, and was like, he wrote 2 screenplays, and Eddie bought them both. And then Eddie found out he used a word, whether he used it or not, who knows, and bam, back to the clubs. But he's doing well now. He's back on TV.
Funny guy.
Oh, he's great, man.
Bad business.
What, comedy?
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Horrible business.
All glamour jobs are horrible.
Oh, yeah, anything that you think...
All glamour industries are grim.
Ron Bennington, it's a horrible business. It's so horrible, I bought the store.
Yeah, well... on that side of it isn't so horrible. I'm actually getting rid of that club and getting another one.
You wash out with CBS. What are you going to do?
Wash out with CBS. They take me back tomorrow.
And the people at Cat Cities asked me about him. I said, are you serious?
I get along well with everybody. I have nothing but the nicest reputation. You two guys I can't speak for.
It's hard to speak for us.
Yes, it is.
I will say this. This is...
Even when you are us, it's hard to speak for us.
You know, I will say this, and today is the first day I met Cleveland ever in my life. But when I had to make the announcement about Ron Diaz's wife having AIDS, I got a message from Cleveland that said, if you ever need anything, please call me. I wasn't, able to call him back at the time. The only personality in this town to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Out of all the people that, had worked with Ronnie or whatever over the years. And I thought that was very, very classy.
Because when I got blown out of LS, only person I heard from was Cleveland. And he called my house and said, and hung up.
Well, I didn't
but
call.
I recognized the voice.
I'm sure you get a lot of those calls.
No, actually, the only two, we were talking about this at lunch, the only two calls I got were from two guys in Chicago, neither of whom I've ever met face-to-face, still haven't met them face-to-face. We're the only one at WGN, one at The Loop. We're the only two people that called.
What did they have to say?
As a matter of fact, I called one of the people I worked with, left a message on his machine, and he never called back.
Oh, when the act starts to fall.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, get out of the way. Let's go to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Bobby, how you doing?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Great. Ronnie B, Maha Ball, man.
Same to you and all of my Shriner listeners out there.
Great to hear on the Lassiter Show. I just tuned in kind of late here. I don't know who the other gentleman is that you got on the show there. Who's he?
He used to work with Scott Robbins.
Shannon.
Oh, Shannon. Okay, Scott Shannon. It's Cleveland Wheeler, sir.
Oh, okay.
So you still don't know, do you? That's okay.
He's going to be filling in next week, I guess?
Yes, we'll be in the Hooter spot.
On the Hooter spot, uh-huh. Great. Looking forward to
And he's going to tell us so much dirt next week. I can't wait. Like, why that? It's one thing when you left, but how the hell did Mason get the rest of your morning show?
You mean everybody who ever worked there?
Yeah, everybody who ever worked there and all the bits.
Those are the openings, I guess.
Wait a second, caller. How long have you lived here?
Going on 3 years now.
Oh, okay. That's why you have no idea.
Yeah.
Cleveland Wheeler used to sit there with 20-plus shares in the morning at the Q Zoo. Cleveland, along with his partner, originated the Q Zoo format in this town. Well, it originated a period.
Country.
Are you going to be a regular part of the station there? Or?
Let's hope.
For a week.
Yeah, we're trying to blow that Dan Charlatan out, that psychic, and get Cleveland in there.
Well, I can understand why you got Cleveland on the show, Bob, but I was a little surprised to see that you had Ronnie B on there, especially after 2 weeks ago, him and Fez on the Hooter Show were just ripping you and Sharon apart.
Are you serious?
I can't imagine.
Are you serious? What did he say?
Oh, well, maybe I started something.
No.
Jeffy, do you still have old tapes of that?
Yeah, we can find those tapes. No problem.
I can't. I can't imagine that for a second.
Oh, not you.
To a fellow Philadelphia boy, both of us Catholics.
I've had trouble with you from the day I came here. I mean, it's back and forth. And here you are starting to dredge up the Philadelphia thing, so it must have been really bad.
Oh, Bobby, leave him alone. I'm going out to the cruise tonight. Stop it, Bobby. Your feet are bad.
Get anything going there, Ronnie B. Good luck. Talk to you later.
Be good, dude. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. So what were you saying about me?
I was just saying that you're a legend and you're a pleasure to work around.
Oh.
I don't see that as a bad thing.
No, it doesn't sound bad to me. Caller is probably a troublemaker.
Drug addict.
You think so?
Oh, you get a lot of that here, Cleveland.
Why didn't we ask him to bring some over?
What is you with the drug thing? Why are you so
I don't know. It's every time you come in the room. I mean, I gave up drugs years and years and years ago, but every time you come in the room, it starts all over again.
So what drugs?
What it is?
What drugs are we looking for here?
I don't even know what's available anymore.
Looking for controlled pharmaceuticals? Is that what you're looking for? I mean,
I doubt it very much. At my age, I have a kitchen counter full of controlled pharmaceuticals. I spend half my morning taking controlled pharmaceuticals, and I'm not too happy about it because on top of that, I've got to take them with that damned
Metamucil.
Yeah, Metamucil type stuff, right? I don't know why people want to live, to old age. This old age crap is not fun.
Diapers are a no. When it gets to that stage, I'm sorry. That's when I check out.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, when you can actually be, at the bank and go, what the hell?
Man. Well, sure. Somebody had a show about, Jerry Springer had a show about that a couple of weeks ago, and people were sitting there. It was the most disgusting thing. Now imagine, here's a guy who invites disgust.
Right.
And everybody was sitting on stage talking to him, going, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. And they liked that warm feeling. It's not because they had, no control over their bodily functions. They had to do that.
It's kind of interesting you should bring that up. You see, when I was unemployed, that's when I got into bird watching. And now you're watching Jerry Springer. We've got to get you a gig. We've got to get you a gig.
Am I the only guy who still goes to topless bars? Is that the situation here? Bird watching and Jerry Springer?
You're one of the only guys that has a lot of money to go to topless bars.
I have.
Well, you haven't had a long period of unemployment yet. That's when you get into things like bird watch. Are you in the business? Okay, you will have a long period of unemployment at some point. And if you're lucky, you'll only have one.
But doesn't America love a comeback? Isn't that the situation?
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so. So how come you're not a QIK anymore? What happened there? Come back next week for that?
I think they wanted to lease my name. I think they didn't actually want me. They would like, some anonymous person that played a lot of records.
Right.
And
so you weren't really doing your regular show.
Shut the hell up to use my name. And I offered to do that. The only getting up at 3:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning is
ridiculous.
So much fun.
I enjoyed talking to people on the radio, and I guess I get carried away sometimes, and maybe that's why I'm here. Because I talk too much. I talk too much to be able to play records or something.
Well, you had that problem at Q105 too, though. At one point, about a year or so before that all fell apart, didn't they come down on you like a ton of bricks? That you were being too political, too many opinions.
When you say they, though, I mean,
Mason.
The people who enjoyed it working, no, never did. No, the management and the people at the corporate level and stuff like that. But yeah,
I remember before I met you, and I was employed. How the hell can I explain this? I was watching the Bill Murphy show, and you and Mason were on the show announcing, it was in December, and you were announcing that starting January such and such, you would basically be shutting up. Do you remember that?
Were we playing like fake friendly with each other or something at that time?
Yes, because I thought the whole damn thing was a contrivance, to tell you the truth.
No, you're probably right.
I remember, I don't know why I remember that show, and I don't know why I watched it. I did not, I know Bill, I like Bill. I did not normally watch his show, but for some strange reason, I happened to tune in that morning, and there was you, and there was Mason, and you were talking about that you had become too political, and it was making some people uncomfortable, and that everything would be going back to the way it used to be.
Yeah, that was one of those necessary. That was one of those things that's necessary and called upon by the operations manager at the time, who was Mason, I felt we needed to do that. I needed to do that to save face. A couple of people wrote letters or something like, you always get that, no matter what you talk about. You're going to send somebody.
I never have yet. That's the amazing thing about me. People just seem to love me.
I know, and if only they knew you.
That is a gift.
You were having a conversation, I don't remember if it was yesterday or the afternoon before. You were talking to somebody who didn't love you and that you didn't love.
Who was that?
I don't know. You were down in the hall in your office, and I was doing a monologue, so it had to be the day before yesterday, because I didn't do a monologue yesterday.
Now you're bringing them.
And I kept having to talk louder and louder, because you were using words that would make the sisters cry.
That had to be, you know what it was? I heard him, too. It was Reback walking into my office.
Oh, well, I can understand that then. All right.
No, that wasn't it.
What, did you lose a copy of your contract, too?
No, it was just an anti-Semitic thing.
Oh. Okay. It's 3:22.
Get ready for Aaron Summers and Passion Phones tonight, 8 till midnight on AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio. We're so cheap, we've even talked Ron and Ron into a replay. Saturday mornings from 8 till noon. It's the best of Ron and Ron on AM 620 WSUN.
26 minutes after the hour of 3 o'clock, the legends of radio, Sharon the Body Taylor, Cleveland Wheeler, and Ron Bennington.
We're taking the show on the road. We're doing Vegas.
Are we?
Yeah, we'll come out one at a time and then end up with a medley with the three of us. And, of course, Sharon, the only one that can sing.
We should do that. We should do like a prairie home companion.
Oh, I love that.
Take the trailer around the country.
Well, this one-man radio crap, I think that the time has more than come to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland and I were talking. I hope I'm not telling tales out of school about, you feeling mildly insecure about, I won't have any records to go to or anything like that.
It's true. I'm used to a lot of props.
Nah. People in the room. The more people, the merrier.
Yeah. Load it up.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll tell you the truth.
To hell with what it costs.
And, yeah, right.
Oh, no.
Aren't you just sick of music? I think I've heard my share.
I mean, if they just got rid of half of the sales seminars, they could afford to hire all three of us to do a show.
True. You got it. I'm all for the music I want to hear when I want to hear it.
Right.
I mean, I have to plug it in if I want to hear music,
Yeah, well, I listened right up until I was 19, and now I have it for life. I don't need any new groups.
That's right.
I don't need any,
made decent records in 68 anyway.
Well, I think a couple years later, I think you forgot Springsteen. But it just depends on where you were at that point.
Now you got to be... Come on now, man. You're joking me, right?
What, you don't like Bruce?
I think I'd rather listen to Snoop Doggy Dogg.
A Jersey boy doesn't like Bruce?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Get out. Get off your own show.
How about you got to extend it at least for Steely Dan, okay? There's art.
No, okay,
I'll tell you what
there are a lot of good things, obvious. I'm joking with the 68. There are a lot of good things, although they're basically people who were alive in 1968 and making music.
Mm-hmm.
But Bob is a zapper.
Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow. I love Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, but it's just to look at.
No. Actually, she only looked good in the video. Anytime I've seen her, she doesn't look anything
really
like she looks in the video. And any other time I've seen her.
No, get out of here.
I'm serious.
They just dressed her up pretty.
She looked much better in the video, but that's okay. I enjoy the sound of her voice, and I enjoy her music and her interpretations.
I liked her the first time when she was called Joni Mitchell.
Please.
I think the big surprise was when Paul Simon married Edie Brickell and got her home. That's not what you look like in the video.
Edie, I have the album cover right here. What happened?
Yeah, well, I'm the one that bought the album just for that one damn song. I used to like to play it to my audience. They never understood what I meant by it, but that's okay. St. Petersburg. High stakes, you're on the air at WSUN.
Roberto.
Yes, sir.
I was going to be crazy, but I just had the weirdest thing happen. I hung up one of these plants, one of these purple vine-hanging things.
Yeah.
Took a little sprig, put it in the thing, and hung it up on the wall. Excuse me. Shut up! Anyway, so these pigeons, they're doves. They came and made a nest in there.
Oh, no. God, get rid of it.
I mean, right outside of my window.
Oh, get rid of it.
No, are you kidding me? It's great.
Morning doves?
Yeah.
Oh, they're horrible birds.
I'm going to have? This is great.
They're awful birds. All they do is sit around all day and poop.
You take one of those little guys, pop it in the frying pan.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different story. Yeah, they are good eating.
What about Van Morrison?
Van Morrison?
Van the Man.
Yeah. I enjoy some of his work.
David Letterman?
No, I missed that, but
he was with, what's that little bald-headed chick from Ireland?
Oh,
no. Sinead O'Connor, yeah. And he looked like he had wood for her. I mean, he was in love with the woman.
Oh,
At his age, come on.
That looks like the letter Q.
He was saying this stuff like, you, and looking her right in the eye. And, man, I think those...
Well, he's a soulful singer. Soulful white man.
Wait a second. I thought there was some kind of story behind Van Morrison, that he was, a recluse, didn't do personal appearances.
Kind of a mystical guy.
Well, he's mystical and then he's drunk. He's, one of those guys.
But I thought he had a really difficult time appearing in public.
He does.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Well, now, it's true, that most guys that drink a lot, not most guys, but a lot of guys that drink a lot, they're trying to escape into this mystical side of life.
Thank you. That's what I try to explain to my wife.
Right.
She won't listen.
There's the whole thing. Because these women, they don't understand.
It's all a bunch of bull crap. I drink and it's only to escape.
Well, that's just it, Bob. You're escaping onto the mystical side of life because you're a spiritual kind of guy.
Spiritual? I don't believe in anything spiritual.
Okay, well now, hey, excuse me. It's a rational thing.
What the hell's going on?
It's a rational thing. You got to sort of sort these things out and be real rational about them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now suppose...
Jesse might have pot.
Let's suppose that, you want to be a rational kind of guy. Now, if you drink a lot, then you can be rational unto your own self. And no,
Bob, this is your show, but you're keeping this guy on? You're letting this nut ramble?
What do you mean ramble? It's probably the most lucid call we've had in weeks.
Hey. All right, now, hi, Sharon.
Hi.
This is a 2-level call, okay?
I'm glad,
all right,
I'll be at the cruise tonight.
I will be there. I love you. I cherish you. I want
I'm
you
glad.
so bad. I want you so bad.
I'm there. I'll be nude.
Oh, yes.
Do you have a reservation on the cruise, sir?
Well, actually, Bob, you know what I was thinking about?
Well, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm serious. Have you made a reservation?
No, I don't.
Because the boat is full, dude. If you don't have a reservation, there is no way you're going to get on. I mean, not a chance.
Bobby.
What?
Stop it, Bob.
Containment system for you that's veterinarian approved. Did you know there are over 500,000 dogs contained nationwide? And with over 15 years experience...
Once again, kids, if you really want to succeed in life, alcohol. And plenty of it. I hope you young people...
I don't think you should be telling the whole world that Sandy Friedman pinched your butt there.
It really did happen, though.
I don't know if that's something you want everybody to know.
Actually, then I had a...
If she was Pamela Anderson or something.
Yeah, I had a problem because we did a roast for Kelly Ring. And,
if he was Ron Diaz, maybe Pamela Anderson, but, this is Bennington you're talking to, sir. You take what you can get.
I have the most beautiful women in the world that come up to me and go, can I meet your partner? But I had another problem with Sandy because we did a roast for Kelly Ring, and Sandy was kind of short and had a box that she stood on when she made her speech. And as people would come by, the men, of course, did not use this thing, and then I made a thing about...
Reback didn't speak that night?
No. So I stood up on the box, and that kind of got a laugh, and I said, I never thought I'd have the chance to stand on the mayor's box. And it was, a women's abuse center at the time that we were doing the thing for him. One of her big... Sorry. Are you, sometimes, there you go. Sometimes, you find out where that line is. And you cross it.
I just pointed out to you. Yeah, right.
You don't tee off of it either.
True.
Well, it was probably the Terrence McKeever thing is probably the
lowest point of your life.
The most tasteless thing I've ever done on the radio.
Please.
And I did regret it. Not terribly, but a little. Because I never met the man. I never knew the man. And, of course, the entire time I was taking all the heat from K-Brick and everybody else, I just stood staunch. But I did regret it a little bit.
Yeah, but if you're in this, you got to take your shots.
I did think he was out of town. I thought he was long gone.
He went to, as a matter of fact, to Oklahoma City for a while, and I think he's back in Memphis doing news now. I haven't had contact with him for about a year and a half. Yeah, still working.
But didn't he go to San Diego initially
from
here?
Yeah, he did. Went to San Diego and then Atlanta for a very short while. Said some nasty things on a very commercial radio station, and they said, you're out of here. Bought a big house. He had for about 2.5 years after that. But he's a guy with a big heart. He gets
and a small liver.
Well, as it turns out, that night that he was on my show, he just had a bad cold. He was deeply, deeply congested. That was the only problem. He was drinking orange juice for the vitamin C to beat the cold.
We all understood that.
You believe that, caller?
I remember Wheeler calling him, not calling him, but calling a caller that was complaining about him a pompous ass on the air.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, because you were trying to defend the guy,
I like to see anybody, help themselves. Yeah. Nobody wants to see a guy die. I mean, he was drinking a whole lot and getting a real bad health real fast.
Yeah.
It'll do it.
Yeah, but, we attack other people. If it was a celebrity that you didn't know or whatever, you feel fine to do the same jokes.
Has anybody ever viciously attacked you on the air?
Yeah.
Who?
Just about everybody, I think.
Now, come on. I mean, there are very few people that do the kind of stuff that you guys do on the air. Who ever really ripped personally into you that you heard?
I only heard about it, but I heard about Neil. I heard about Stern. I heard about, I can't even think of some of the stuff. But Kabrick actually, is he over at Mason's station now?
I think he does research for a number of stations.
After we did the announcement about Debbie Diaz, he sent an incredibly nasty fax here, kind of accusing it of being a radio stunt. And what I did...
Wasn't he a friend of the Hooters show in the early days?
Well, what happened is he had a fight with those girls. So apparently, and I never even met the guy. I mean, I met him once, but I never even had a conversation with him.
I didn't know that.
And I've actually taken this thing and put it up in my closet for a certain day. I looked at it, I go, at this time, I'll kill him. So I'll put it up somewhere where I'll probably beat him and then, drag him around by his tail.
You're the guy who has a lot of clippings in his closet.
Yeah.
Because to this day, my wife can't take it. My wife can't take a caller saying unpleasant things about me. She'll get up and turn off the radio. Really? She'll listen to it.
You can't take it personally.
Exactly.
You just can't.
I say to her, honey, we're living here because I have enough of effect on these people that they love me and or hate me, but they listen to me, and that's why we live here and we're not in the garden department anymore. But it makes it really rough.
Well, especially...
Because that's really what I was getting at, is can your wife deal with it?
Oh, she deals with it great, and I taught my kids that, too, because they've, they've seen me heckled by drunks in comedy clubs. I mean, I haven't exactly given them a normal upbringing, but I go, this is the business that we've chosen. When he died, I didn't ask any questions. But it's true. I mean, if you got to be able to take your shots.
Well, when you guys were in your prime on the Q-Zoo, there really wasn't anybody to take shots at you. I was probably the first person.
No, it was Jack was the only thing in the market. Jack Harris was the only other personality in the market.
And you guys certainly handled it well when I did it.
Now, did you take it personally or did you not?
Oh, they were livid.
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of not. When you talk about picking up people you don't know, it's easy to do that because you feel at a safe distance from them, and it's not. I mean, you're really not doing it personally. You're doing it as an entertainment factor.
Right, exactly.
It's just, people want to hear about that's why they have this gossip show on E! Network and all that kind of stuff. People love to hear that.
Well, they'd rather hear that than anything else, as a matter of fact. Yeah. I mean, they want to know about the rich and famous, terrible problems and everything, so.
Well, I think there's a great example that a lot of people, and I don't think the majority of the audience falls into this category at all, but there are some people in the audience who do. But I think there's a great example that some of the people in the audience might want to take to heart this afternoon. There are 3 people sitting in this room who have had feuds on and off the air, who have said terrible things about each other.
Sure.
Because it's all just a game, man. It's all just the way we make our livings.
It's pro wrestling.
And for 3 hours, 4 hours a day, you might mean it.
Wait a minute.
You know what? One time, this brings to mind something that Bennington and Diaz did one time. It was about... You had somebody deliver a T-shirt or something. We're talking about the T-shirts, the horrible T-shirts the station had. So, and you had somebody deliver a T-shirt with a note that says, here, wear a good T-shirt. Or wear a T-shirt about a good radio station, a good radio show, something like that. And we had a station cat, a mascot there, we called Tico. Because you just couldn't get rid of him. All those kind of things, you needed him. And so we scooped up some thing in a bit. Do you remember getting this, huh?
I have that right up next to my Randy Kabrick thing. And I'll be cashing that in next week.
Okay.
God, if only we could get Randy Michaels in here now.
No,
really.
No, I actually never get anything delivered to me here for whatever reason. No one ever hands, I know mail. And people go, did you get that package? No.
Yeah, don't touch
I don't know I don't know where it goes.
But don't touch any of that.
That's the one thing that concerns me about this station. Every other station I've ever worked at, doesn't make any difference how big, how successful, how influential, how uninfluential, you get complaints. This station doesn't get complaints.
Yeah.
And this is one of the most tasteless facilities I have ever known to exist on the face of the earth. Have you heard the Filthy Vile Sex Show at night?
No, yes, I have.
Yeah, it's a 900.
Yeah.
900 number.
It ought to be.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It's 447.
This is the best of the Mad Dog, Bob Lassiter. You can hear him live weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on AM 620, WSUN, entertaining talk radio.
It's me, your new neighbor. I just came over to borrow some General International coffee.
I'm sorry, I'm all out.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all right, I'm just naked.
I understand you...
No, come on, it's not a big deal. I don't have any coffee, but why don't we go have sex?
I don't know what to say.
Or just say yes, come on in. Let's go in the tub and have Ad eat.
I really should be going.
Oh, come on, let's go. Let's go in. I'm feeling a bit randy. Let's
Oh, well, I'm here for coffee, and that's it, and I'm terribly sorry.
I don't have any coffee. We could get some later. What's wrong? You don't find me attractive?
No, you're very attractive.
Okay, so come on. What, you got somebody else?
No, I'm going to go next door and...
Come on in. Let's go have sex.
I think I better...
Let's go do the nasty.
I'm sorry.
Come on, I want Hello?
Celebrate nice moments with General International coffees.
Now, you see, if you tell that story next week, you'd do 20s again.
Yeah.
And you'd probably need them to handle the lawsuits, too.
Well, you know, there's one thing to protect you from those lawsuits, and that's the truth.
Right. I might have enough corroboration on that, you know.
I'll back you up, and I wasn't even there. Just to hear it in public.
Let's go to Bradenton. Hi, Bradenton. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Doing great, man.
Great. Just want to first off say this has been the most hilarious show. Love it.
Thank you.
Secondly, I got a question there for Mr. Wheeler.
Yeah.
Are you looking into getting into the talk radio scene, or...
I'd love to.
Love to?
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
Do you really mean that? Because, you know, I know that there was a point where, at least I've told this story, and maybe I should have double-checked this story with you. I think it's correct. While I was at FLA, I received a phone message from Randy Kabrick inquiring as to my availability because they were toying with the idea of taking the AM at that time and turning it into a talk station, and I was told that you would probably be part of it and that you wanted really to do talk. Is that really true?
Well, at one time they offered that up because they thought of that talk so much. They were trying to get me to talk less in the music format, even though it was successful. Yeah, I mean, you have numbers to back it up, but they still... I don't know, you talk about anal retentive. They're watching the rule book, and I'm not doing it by the rules, and they don't understand how to control that, right? Or they can't control that. So, okay, here's the compromise. How about this, Cleveland? If you get off the air at 10 o'clock and you go over to the AM and you do 10 to noon, 1, whenever you're comfortable, and you do talk. This was the only talk show they were going to have on the AM station, just so that, you know, I could break wind over on the AM and nobody would hear me.
But you really have thought about doing talk a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that even sounded...
You'll probably change your mind next week.
No, he'll love it.
I know how to operate the dump button now. I love to do it. I'm looking forward to doing it next week.
Mr. Wheeler.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one little memory to bring back for you, and I hope nobody just came out of coma and runs and rushes to their phone and tries to call and guess the cash jackpot, but...
But he still uses that, doesn't he? That guy, Hitler? Whatever his name is? Mason Hitler? He's got all that stuff over there.
And is all your stuff originally?
No, the Tukey bird was I don't know, they stole that from someplace long ago.
Well, what the hell Jack brought back Mr. Moose, I understand. I think Moose comes over and tells the time.
Now, how old is Gabby now?
Gabby's got to be like 75, 76.
And they still have bringing him in?
He's still doing the Trivia Tuesday stuff over there. All this stuff they hated me doing.
Yeah, right. It's amazing.
He's got them all over there.
Just another edition of the Legends of Radio. It's 4:56.
And we'll be together forever.
If you miss
WSUN, St. Petersburg, Tampa, Clearwater, making more than just your radio vibrate. AM 620 WSUN, entertaining talk radio. It's time for the best of Lassiter. This show has been pre-recorded, so please don't call. You can hear the Mad Dog live weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. and call in at that time. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or advertisers of AM 620 WSUN, entertaining talk radio.
Here we are back in the studio just a few seconds after 5 o'clock. I suppose weekend has officially started for those of you who are into that kind of stuff. And, you know, on the weekends, I look forward to the weekends. A lot of people don't realize this about me, but I like to rebuild my car.
You do?
Yes, I am a, don't look at me strangely, Cleveland. Yes, I am a major major, I'm going to go home tonight and probably rip out my brake system and put it back together again and take my transmission apart. Ooh. Muffy and I have just really started to enjoy working on our own automobiles. Ooh. And a lot of people ask me where I get my auto parts. They probably
I go to Damron's.
You do? Well, a lot of people think that because I'm a rich, famous radio personality that I go over there to the Infinity Place and buy mine. No way!
I got to steal mine now. I'm unemployed.
Well, I appreciate that.
Money. Just sit on it.
I buy used auto parts. And so people say to me, well, I guess you go to the most convenient store. And I say, hey, just because an auto parts store is close, it doesn't mean it's convenient, does it? No, sir. At Damron's, convenience means making one phone call. You tell them what you want, they punch it up there on the little computer screen. I mean, suppose you need a dual triangularine.
Oh, pardon me?
Or some chrome-plated muffler bearings. You tell them that you need those, and they punch it up on the screen, and in minutes they give you the availability and the price. Damron's computerized parts inventory, Cleveland, quickly locates your parts. I try to tell Sharon this all the time.
How can they afford to do this?
It's because they have a conveniently located store.
Zero financing, $350.
No, that's the other place.
$9.95 a month.
Damron's has more than 20,000 parts in stock.
They're an incredible company.
You're not going to find a larger inventory of car, truck, and van parts anyplace. Sharon's looked. In most cases, you're going to
Sharon went home.
50% on used auto parts. She's just putting on her bathing suit in her Mae West. Ooh. She has her cruise tonight. You can receive an exclusive 1-year extended warranty on most parts at Damron's, too. Damron's has one location, 1223 Hercules Avenue North in Clearwater, but they know the location of every part.
Okay, rear end dope?
Wasn't prepared here. They know the location of every part.
Who does?
Damron's. Phone 1-800-DAMRON1. That's 1-800-DAMRON1. Damron's used auto parts. The faster you can find the part, the faster you can fix your car. So that's why we always look forward to weekends around here. Because I just love getting grease under my fingernails.
Can I come over sometime?
Oh, sure. Yeah, come on over. We'll work on our cars together, man.
I got my thing looking cherry.
Yeah, so what if there's, all that grease and gunk in my driveway? I don't mind.
I put out my yard. That's where I do most of the work. Right in the front yard.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's...
There's white trash.
Do it wherever you want to do it, man.
Thanks.
It gives me that creative release that I don't get on the job.
I heard do it wherever you want to do it. But I heard that off during the commercial, so I won't.
I heard his office smelled like dead fish.
Well, I heard it smelled like fish anyway. But these are the things we hear off the air. And
well, he's got a boat. He's probably into fishing. And that's probably the reason for that.
I don't know.
Let's go to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
I'm grief-stricken today.
Grief-stricken? Why?
As we all are, I'm sure.
Elizabeth Montgomery.
Condolences, Mr. Bennington, to you and your family. I respect you. I admire you.
Thank
I love you. Laughing and joking till the end.
It's the fact that I do have walking Ebola. I have the Ebola disease. At this point, it's just I should have told you guys that.
Yeah, I wish you had.
Before my nose started bleeding.
You're an amazing man.
Thank you. Well, the thing is, my life is entertaining people, and I have the chance to work with these two guys. Oh, man, I'm getting sick.
My question is...
stomach's on fire.
You had... there was something about season tickets to the Phillies games.
Yeah.
Just curious, what were we going to do with those?
Well, I didn't use them at all, spring training.
Not for the regular games?
No. Oh, you mean for the Clearwater Phillies?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have them for them, just for the spring training.
So I guess this is your introduction to, Cleveland and Ron?
We're talking a couple things, and we were talking about having Bob do the weather. Weather and time checks. So, keep your headphones on. I don't want you just reading the paper.
Oh, do I have to screen the phone calls, too, in the morning?
Virus reports. We want to read those.
I just don't think Flipper's going to be able to handle afternoon drive on his own.
Well, he's funny.
I'll miss you.
Oh, well, yeah, well, thank you. The love that you get back.
I think the setup calls from Mason have already started.
I do have walking Ebola, though, really.
No, really?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Is Flipper still with you guys?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Flipper for months.
He was out there. No, he's with his band on the road, Dead German Tourist.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who's going to book them?
Well, they're opening for the Genitorturers. You've got to see this band.
Yeah.
They actually torture people, beautiful women.
Yeah, I know. They put Flipper on.
Yeah.
They stick needles through your...
Yeah. Through your packages and units.
What if somebody wanted that CD?
Who said that? As a matter of fact, I do have some of those CDs still available.
I understand the initial
I'm not Mr. Haney here, all right, ladies and gentlemen?
I understand the initial pressing was only 10,000, and there's probably only about, 9,700 left?
Let me tell you, we shipped it platinum, and it came back double platinum, as a matter of fact. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Let's do...
Everything can't be successful.
Let's do Largo before he gives out the phone number. Hi, Largo. You're on the air at WSUN.
Afternoon, Your Majesty.
Good afternoon, sir.
Excellent threesome you got going on
Yes,
today.
it is.
Hey, I know how gassy you are, so I figure you'll probably appreciate this little story here.
Yeah.
The other night I'm laying in bed, right? I got the gas, and it's kind of hard to, get it out, so I'm just in there squeaking it out, and I realize I got squeak toy. So I'm squeak, squeak. My girlfriend don't like it too much, but I figured, what the hell.
So you're trying to convince her that, that's a squeak toy?
She didn't get it. She don't listen to you too much.
Why?
I don't know.
What's the bimbo's problem?
She's blonde.
Oh, yeah. I've run into that problem before.
Hey, Cleveland, you play one polka music challenge, and I'm going to hunt you down. All right?
Hey.
That ain't cool at all, man.
You know what? That's one thing he didn't steal. He started that over there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't listen to that.
I won't do that.
Polka music challenge? I don't know.
Don't look at me. I don't understand it either.
An old guy on there playing a, accordion, like the Motley Crue or something. You're supposed to figure out who it is.
Okay.
God, actually, sounds like a pretty good bit.
No, actually, it's really crappy.
It'd be funny maybe once, maybe twice, huh?
I don't know. Not even that. I wouldn't give it that.
Well, I bring in a guy to play tuba on, for Christmas. Christmas carols on the tuba.
That was cool. At least he wasn't trying to do, like I said, like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses or whatever.
Yeah. No instruments in here.
Well.
Okay, dude.
Bennington.
Yeah.
You suck. Rock on, Bob.
Thanks. Thank you very much. By the way...
I love you.
That's one of the things that you have to get used to is the love that comes pouring through the phone.
Well, here I am an Ebola victim, and maybe the last words I'll hear is, you suck.
Well, the astonishing thing about talk radio is it's the only format that I am aware of where people who despise it listen to it. People that hate rock and roll don't listen to rock and roll. People that hate polka don't listen to polka formats. Mm-hmm. People that hate you listen in talk radio, and I don't know why it is.
And call and remind you that they hate you.
Yes, which does so much to lift your spirits, especially on a bad day. And we all have our bad days.
You okay?
No. Let's go to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN. Hello, Tampa. Tampa once. Tarpon. I'm sorry. My mistake.
No problem. Hi, Bob.
Hey, Tarpon.
Okay, Miss Sharon, how are you?
Hi.
Lovely to hear your voice. Those guys are just domineering the show.
Well,
Sharon's free to join in any time.
I'll be here all week, so I'm not worried.
Okay. I thought you had left, like Bennington said. I just wanted to say,
still here.
I grew up in the Tampa Bay area listening to Jack Harris, the Q-Zoo, and then, of course, going as I got older into the Ron and Ron show. I think you guys are great.
It's usually the other way around. People start out with the Ron and Ron show and then move to Harris.
I was a kid.
I know I would. Now, are you friends? Are you still friends with?
I don't know what they're going to do.
With Jack?
I haven't seen Jack in a long time. I think he's a prince, though.
Yeah.
I think he's a great human being.
Yeah.
But I'm not kidding. You can't tell sometimes when somebody's kidding on the show.
I've only met him a couple of times, and I think he's a nice man too.
He is one of those people I like out of Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
The next door neighbor. While he's
he would be a great next door neighbor.
He is the ideal he's Mr. Wilson. Well, no, he's not Mr. Wilson because Mr. Wilson was grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the ideal Ozzie and Harriet. That's the show you should be on.
He's a Ward Cleaver.
And God, if ever you needed the time or a commercial read.
Exactly.
He'd be great next door neighbor.
Or a can of beer. He's always got a can of beer on him.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
I didn't know that.
He's always prepared.
I like his afternoon TV show. I watched it the other day. 3 people died of old age in the audience. It is the most elderly show I have seen in my life.
Well, now that Kathy's off the air, they don't have any other place to go. Don't blame it on Harris.
Oh, well, Kathy had a very, very old audience. But Bob's over, this other one over at Busch Gardens.
Hey, Cleveland?
Yeah, boy.
I think it would be great if you would get your own talk show. I don't know where what station you can get on, but I think it could do you a great job.
Mike Nader, there's too many people talking.
Yeah. And, Mr. Bennington.
Oh, don't tell me I suck.
No, man.
Oh, thank you.
No way. I just wanted to know, how is Ron's wife?
She, well, you know, it's a struggle. Right now,
Sure.
she's away at a hospital, and we hope to have her back real soon.
Oh, absolutely. And Ron Diaz is lucky to have a friend like you, because that's what friends are for. In bad times, everybody's got to stick together.
Well, I stole a lot of money from him, too, though.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
And ran all those comedians in while he was out, too.
Just like he needed that.
Yeah, whoa. 576 WSUN in Pinellas, Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. Do you want me to do this again, or I can't remember which break I did this in. Have I already done the Damrons?
What is this, Home Shopping Club? You make fun of me.
A little bit ago.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'd lost track, Jeffy.
Only 29 left.
What, let the puppies breathe tapes?
I'll tell you, they're collectibles.
You're hoping they're collectibles. They're collecting dust in Relax office. That's what they're collecting.
Those tapes worked out well.
But
the album stiffed.
But, you know, at least he's using the prop up as a desktop. So, you know, they're getting some use out of them. It's 512.
Day afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio.
I'm not used to opening up all these mics. I have to keep thinking about it. 17 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock. God, I've really been remiss with my audience. I haven't been telling them it's Friday, May 19th.
I think they know the Friday part. I think they're feeling that.
Friday.
They depend on me.
Oh, that's copyrighted.
They depend on me to tell them the day and the date. And, of course, what is what the hell was this anniversary of, Sharon?
Anne Boleyn's head.
Anne Boleyn's beheading, yes, of course, which is a very somber occasion, which is why we have put together this very special show today in the proper atmosphere to give the day the proper atmosphere.
3 heads are better than 1.
I appreciate so much you invite me into it with you two guys. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I appreciate your staying. I appreciate your both staying. I didn't expect you guys to stick around for 4 miserable hours, but then I should have known a couple of radio hacks.
Yeah, what are we
a chance to sit behind a microphone.
Yeah.
Because I would have. I'm getting a free day.
Yeah, but it's not like you invite us over, to Hall Block or anything.
Yeah, we wouldn't have shown up for that.
Well, it all depends. This can be like hauling block.
Then we would have left
know
early.
that, don't we? Yes, that's true.
It would have been, well, have a nice show, Bob. Did my part.
Because one of the, you guys do different kinds of shows than I do. I normally do a solo, and I normally do a show that is reasonably focused, or at least as far as I'm concerned. I have control of my show, and if my show does not go the way I expect it to go, I'm just left out in left field with nothing to do. So I normally, I live in utter fear that someone will come in, be a tremendous hit for 20, 25 minutes, light the phones and get up and walk out. And then all I'm left with is a monologue about there ain't no God. Hey, thanks for all the yucks, guys. See you later. Well, it's 22 after 5 now. There ain't no God, and I defy you to call me and tell me otherwise.
So you have a couple of things that light up the phones, huh? Because
I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. Because, first of all, I don't believe that there isn't any God. I believe that there isn't any God as depicted in certain religious publications. But to say that there isn't any God is a ridiculous thing.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that he does not have a long white beard and wear an Armani suit?
Precisely.
So sort of like Ricardo Montalban.
Exactly, and he doesn't have a list that he checks off every time I masturbated when I was 12 years old. And
come on. Yes, he does.
He's got a long list.
Yes,
no,
he does.
Come on, Cleveland. Say it's not true.
He has videotape.
It's not true, Cleveland. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does,
doesn't have videotape then.
Oh, catch him. Catch him where you run.
The list has now been changed to a computer. So you can just, there's no more list anymore.
Maybe his hard disk will crash.
God is online. You check the internet, man. You surf the web. He's there.
Yeah.
He
shows up everywhere.
Are you
into
internet?
that? Find me.
No, seriously, are you into that?
Everybody's into it.
Not everybody's into it.
Only just a little bit, because I only get hooked. I mean, I find myself for 2.5 hours sitting there going, geez, I can't believe it. 2.5 hours
now,
here.
Where do you spend your time, Matt, when you go there?
Anyway, I get lost. I am a novice. I am a total novice
I'm the same way.
at this. I mean, I won't kid you. I won't say that I know how to get through the doors quickly, you know.
The only way I know how to get on the internet is through Prodigy.
Yeah, American Online here.
Same here.
And all I know how to find is, I hit find, type in radio and broadcasting, and then it tells me the news groups, and that's all I know.
I get the, I felt moral. When I subscribed, I felt moral, so I subscribed to America Online because it was the cleanest way to get, online. And then I go on there and I look past all the pretty little clean pictures to the dirty rooms.
Right. There's like 9...
You got to go on Prodigy because they have radio bulletin boards where you get all kinds of great gossip. And then there are radio people on there under assumed names who say rude things about each other. Oh, it's really great. Oh, it's almost as good as being in the business. Sometimes it's better.
That's the Mason net.
Well, as a matter of fact, when we were at lunch today, somehow we mentioned Fred Winston, and I had just seen his name on the internet this morning.
Okay.
Somebody inquired about him, and then somebody answered he's doing a talk show, and I think it was Little Rock or Louisville or something like that.
Damn, he got that job.
Which is... I don't think, Fred's act just, hold out, Ronnie. Fred's act just isn't as good as it used. I don't think it's going to last.
Well, keep my resume ready.
Trends are out on Thursday, and it's not looking too good. Let's do a cell phone. Hi, Sal, you're on the air at WSUN.
This is Iris calling. You need all the help you can get, Bobby. Take it while you can. Goodbye.
Isn't that better than a song? When you really think about it.
And everybody says Iris is you.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
There's your proof right there.
Beautiful.
There's your proof right there. It's all these damn paranoid listeners. It's just amazing. For a while, every colorful caller was Lionel, and then now every colorful caller is you.
It's crazy.
Although, wait a second, Lionel's in town. I think Lionel is Iris.
Exactly.
Jesus. Did you guys do Lionel's deal at ABC?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do that through Foos?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's go to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
None. 0.
Hello, Tampa.
He's a lawyer.
Hello?
Yes.
It's me?
Yes, it's you.
I had some serious topics. I don't know. May I picked the wrong day for it or...
No,
we're here. 3 wise men.
I assume you read the Tampa Tribune on a regular basis?
Well, I read Tuesday and Saturday.
Okay, well, this is Wednesday, and today there were a couple of things in it that really angered me and outraged me.
You sound it.
Well,
you sound like a madman.
Well, on Wednesday there was...
Like you're ready to get on a goddamn tank and just take off.
Actually, I was surprised I didn't hear more about Wednesday's article.
Yeah, which one was that?
Apparently there was a guy who used to work at a laboratory, and he just happens to be a member of one of these crazy militias, who ordered up from a chemical company or a laboratory a freeze-dried culture of bubonic plague. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
And of course, the obvious question is, why are there laboratories out there making freeze-dried bubonic plague? And the other question is, why would they mail it to somebody over the phone? And apparently, he represented himself as, as a scientist or whatever. But of course, the obvious question is, why is this going on? And it's kind of scary to me.
Like, put it in a marinara sauce.
Yeah, well, I mean, why are we making freeze-dried bubonic plague in the first place? Is there a need?
Well, everybody's got to have a job.
No. The young man asks a very serious question. I think it deserves a reasonably serious answer. It's the reason we are making freeze-dried bubonic plague is because, you simply can't pickle it. It will not...
True.
It will not retain its qualities. It must be freeze-dried, or else it deteriorates.
I mean, are there no controls in this country that would prevent something like this going on, and that somebody could call up and get...
Oh, yeah, there's bubonic plague control board. You can give them a call. That office may be closed, though.
Well, dear young caller, it seems to me the gentleman did not get his bubonic plague.
No, he didn't. Well, apparently it was only caught at the last minute by a nosy receptionist or assistant, but it would have gone through. No, I think he got it, but then they caught him with it. I think that's what
Dr. Avon had arrived, right?
But I mean, I don't know. This kind of scared me that this could go on. But anyway, the second thing that really outraged me today was in the editorial section of the Tampa Tribune, there was a cartoon. Now, it wasn't a Tampa Tribune cartoon. It apparently was published from another newspaper. But I'm a man, but I found it incredible.
What?
I'm a man. I have a kind of young son.
Whoa. You're a man?
I'm just trying to say I found something incredibly offensive to women that I think... it was an article saying that... it was a cartoon. I don't know if you saw it today, showing a busty woman with a bunch of cash in a brassiere saying that, she had her breasts
Sounds like
removed.
some of our sales girls.
She had her breasts removed, and now she stuffed them with the cash she received from Dow Corning. Now, and I just found that so offensive. And if that wasn't enough, right beneath it was an article by a Tribune editorialist who was feeling sorry for Dow Corning because they had to file Chapter 11. Now, what's even more outrageous about this, I don't know how much you know about the Dow Corning situation, but you can file Chapter 11 and still be financially very solvent, which is what happened in Dow Corning's case. They are financially solvent. They just filed Chapter 11 really as a way to avoid paying out these huge sums of money to these women. But I couldn't believe that Tampa would print a cartoon that showed this woman. I don't know, did any of you see this? Stuffing cash in her bra.
Sir, you're calling on the wrong day to be concerned about anything being offensive to women,
Well,
I think.
But, I don't know, I just was...
Who's that bitch?
I just found it awfully...
This bitch over here, honey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right.
I didn't know that.
You know, the one who's solo with Lassiter every day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Solo.
Anyway, did that lady hang up?
And you thought that Mason was going to wait until Monday to start planting calls on you, huh? No, sir. Mason, he's right out there in front, ready to go at all times, you know. Okay, it's coming up on 27 minutes at... What?
Yes, it is that time.
Please remain seated and stay in your life rafts. Remain in the life rafts.
Well, I'll be... Sharon!
Yes, my. It is time for my little cruise, isn't it?
I'll be darned. I didn't realize it was Friday already.
Yes, it is.
There you are with your snorkel on.
Preparing to head off to the Majestic Empress over there at John's Pass.
Oh, and what's going to happen on the Majestic Empress tonight?
We are going to depart at 7 o'clock. Head out into the Gulf for a while.
In the dark?
In the dark.
Still to get the lights
A lovely sunset cruise.
Have you ever been on that thing, Bob?
No, I have
reservations. Like a Viking ship, it looks. You got to row for the first 5 miles.
Don't
and hopefully,
you start now.
Hopefully you catch some wind. Jeez.
Are you on drums tonight, Sharon? Or?
Oh, yes. I'm going to have a lovely night. Lovely night.
Will you be doing the Carpenter song? Look up there at the karaoke machine.
Why not? I don't know what I'll do. But I'll be there.
Oh.
So,
you ever deal blackjack on that thing?
Sharon, could we look forward to a cruise report on Monday?
Oh, but of course, Bobby.
Oh, that's great. Well, Sharon, bon voyage.
Thanks, Bobby.
Ah, bye-bye, honey.
Bye-bye.
There she goes.
Overboard. Please remain seated and stay in your life rafts. Remain in the life rafts.
Sharon's cruise reports on Monday are perhaps the most popular segment of our program.
Oh, that's when I tune in.
You know, it's really amazing. When you said, oh, I thought that was Sharon.
Oh, Bobby, stop it. You're the one who has bad feet.
It's 5:30.
If you missed Passion Phones, you missed a lot of stimulating fun on AM 620 WSUN. Let's get right back to your phone calls. Earl, you're on Passion Phones.
Yeah, hi, Aaron.
Hi, Earl.
And my boat is for small.
You like small, huh?
Oh, absolutely. The smaller, the better. It just...
Don't miss Passion Phones, weeknights, 8 till midnight on AM 620 WSUN.
Hi, Matt Bogan here for America West Airlines. I'm calling Airlines CEO Stephen to ask him a few questions about their so-called low fares.
Airlines, how may I direct your call?
Hi, I'd like to speak to Stephen, please.
May I ask who's calling?
Tell him it's Matt Bogan.
And you're calling from?
I'm calling from home.
Okie dokie. Is he expecting your call, Mr. Bogan?
No, I just thought, I'd get his thoughts on why has trouble competing with America West's super low fares. I'll just take a minute of his time.
I'm sorry, but Mr. is in a meeting right now. Can I take a message?
No. All I want to ask is why you guys charge so much. Now, what's the difference? Do you know?
I'm sorry.
Come on, what is it? Fine Corinthian peanuts? An in-flight salad bar? You can tell me.
Well, let me give you his voicemail. Please hold.
America West. It seems silly to pay more.
America West vacation packages to Las Vegas start as low as $319, including round-trip air and 2 nights hotel. Prices per person, double occupancy, valid through August 31st and subject to change without notice.
Okay, on to the lightning round. First question. What is the... Bob.
Fresh from Florida, Alex.
No, Bob, and if you waited until I asked...
But so many things come fresh from Florida. You can find the Fresh from Florida logo on fruits and vegetables, meat, seafood, foliage, milk, honey, eggs.
But, Bob, the category is Shakespeare.
Oh.
When you shop, look for the Fresh from Florida logo. It's always the right answer. A message from the Florida Association of Broadcasters and the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Next category. Welcome to the Professional Contractor's Stock Report, brought to you by the Home Depot. If you're ready to invest in some stock, the Home Depot's got plenty of it. Over 50,000 items, plumbing, tools, paint, even 18 to 20-foot lumber, all at guaranteed low prices day in, day out. In fact, even if you get a so-called contractor's discount at other places, you'll still pay less at Home Depot. And that's on professional quality stock, like Keller doors. Keller doors come pre-hung, pre-spaced, pre-drilled, and complete with all of the hardware you'll need. All Keller doors are left or right hinged, so you can custom fit them to any doorway. And Home Depot's got a great selection. And every Home Depot in Tampa has services you can appreciate, like commercial accounts and job site delivery. So you're bound to feel it's a wise investment. And since trading starts promptly at 6 a.m. every weekday, your money can get up and go to work as early as you do. Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
AM 620 WSUN. It's our constitutional right to do this.
Joiners, we tell it just like it is. Or didn't you hear that one?
Yeah.
Oh, you did hear it, okay.
Yeah, I'm a member.
Oh, yeah.
Who is that guy?
So, Cleveland will be sitting in for the girls who are, they're gone. Are you doing their entire vacation? Because I think it's a weekend a day, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, but one of the things is Memorial Day, right? Or something like that?
I don't know.
That's right. Yeah, it's the following Monday.
Oh, God, don't work Memorial Day. Don't let them trick you into that.
I'm already out of here.
Okay.
I'm here Friday after the show.
Don't work holidays ever in talk radio.
You're going to wear the Hooters shorts and the little half shirt? And
if you want me to. Right?
Sure. Just in my office.
Oh, and they run those great Bob Passwaters commercials during the Hooters shows.
72 degrees.
I like that. I can't remember exactly how it went, but he had some very interesting breaks and inflections in the one running last week. It had to do with Flipper or something. It was, come, see Flipper. Oh, Bob Passwaters. He is a master of copy. He is really fantastic. So you're all set to go Monday at 10?
Mm-hmm. I have to read any satellite dish commercials or air conditioning specials?
I doubt it very much.
Okay.
I doubt that very much.
Just mention greasy wings every once in a while at overpriced beers.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing, too. I got to think of the name for the show. It's the shortest-lived talk show, probably in history of Tampa Bay market. I'd like to have a name for it so that it has a memory attached to it.
How about Hooters on the radio?
Hooters on the radio it will be. It's got to be
That's catchy. What do you think, Ronnie?
How about Wangs and Bangs?
I like that.
Okay. See, I think we're getting someplace already. This could work. I mean, you could have a week run on this,
I hope so.
Yeah, I know what you mean. This is a rough business, man. It is a rough
Selling
business.
encyclopedia with all that software out there is really tough these days.
I know. No, nobody wants to buy them.
Amway, I hate the groups. You have to have like 5 or 6 parties a week.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get together for the cheering. When we all cheer each other on.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Well, yeah. That is the fun part.
Yeah.
You get to drink lots of wine in those meetings, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the good part.
Well, I'm unclear. Did you want to leave or did you want to stay?
Well, I got to go feed the dog now.
I know you said that, but then, you pulled your chair back up again and put your headphones on. Well, okay, then I'm going to take some more calls because I got people waiting.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to go.
Hey, I got to feed my dog as soon as he.
You don't have any dogs.
I know, but I'm not just hanging around me and you. That seems a little gay.
I was a little concerned about it too. Let's go to Bradenton. Hi, Bradenton. You're on the air at WSUN.
Bob.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much, man. Just kind of, trying to do my show here, but these 2 radio hacks just busted in and took over the whole damn thing this afternoon. I had to start closing the door.
I think I got the right idea. I enjoy it when y'all get on each other's shows. I even listened to Spivey the other day when you was on it.
Oh, my God. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. That'll never happen again. I didn't mean to.
Have you seen the video on MTV that makes fun of him now?
No, I heard about it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's on MTV?
Yeah, it's on MTV. It's a band called All, and the guy calls himself Dave Spivey.
I thought it was on that video Jukebox.
It's on that, too, which is, but it's also playing on MTV. It's a hit song now, some kind of alternative. But I said to Spivey, I go, well, it's nice when, they recognize you. And he goes, why'd they have to get some fat old queen to play me?
Yeah,
I mean, you have to be a fat old queen to even know the phrase fat old queen.
I wouldn't know about that.
Me either.
Yes, caller.
Yeah, I plugged listening to Spivey into my computer this source to come back with getting a vasectomy.
Oh, okay.
You need to put Wheeler in that spot.
Okay, well, we'll do that. Thank you, caller. He's at it already, man. He's got these phones filled with the befuddled and bemuddled.
It's him. It's Beelzebub.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen
I can't wait to hear these inside stories next week.
You got to come in and ask questions.
I'll bet there are a handful of lawyers that can't wait to hear them either.
Because this is Tampa Bay history. And we never really got to hear the whole story.
Oh, you didn't read Creative Loafing, huh?
No, I missed that one.
Oh, you spilled your guts in Creative Loafing?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had somebody offers me a forum, I'll take it.
Well, why didn't you wait for one of the big papers, like, the Clearwater paper? Do they still publish
They were
it?
out of business. They were out of business at that time, I think.
Oh, jeez. Let's go to Largo. Hi, Largo. You're on the air at WSUN.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I was just thinking, in history of radio in this area, I mean, you had the Q Morning Zoo back when WLCY was bought out.
Mm-hmm.
Back when they went on to that.
Yep.
Then you had, Bob, back when Bob was here, the announcement of Bob the first time, and then Jack, and then Bob coming back, and Ron and Hooters, and the 12-hour marathon show. But I'm thinking, in radio history in Tampa Bay, this is the first time that the three greatest men in Tampa Bay radio are all on at the same time on the same station together.
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't plan it.
I'm serious.
Yeah. We'd have had some things to talk about. Instead, I'm walking out after a meeting. Come on in here for a second, Bennington.
Right.
Boom, 4 hours later, I'm still sitting
You
here.
could have brought that tape that I haven't heard since I did the show.
We'll do it again sometime.
Sure, okay.
I mean, I remember the 12-hour show.
On Christmas, or right around Christmas week.
New Year's Eve. I mean, I remember the very night even that they announced that Ron were going to be coming on to Tampa Bay, and they were going to be in the morning. I was thinking, oh my God, they're getting rid of Bob. Of course, Bob went to afternoons, which was even the better thing.
Well, yes, they did get rid of me. I love doing that morning show. There are a few things
I'll switch with you.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you'll switch with me.
We know you better than that.
I love that early morning alarm.
Oh, yeah. When that
I got an hour and a half in last night.
But
in the chair. Didn't make it to the bed, just slept in the chair.
Ooh. But to hear all three of you, the three wise men, as Bennington put it earlier.
Yeah, I like the idea.
The three kings of Tampa Bay radio. As I like to say, the inventor, what would you say? The inventor, the commentator, and of course the comedian.
And here we all are now at radio's equivalent of a nursing home.
Sure.
That's it. Well, Bob.
I still have my original hips.
Hey, Bob.
Yes, sir.
One other thing to say. Got squeak toy. Want to smell?
Sir. You have wimpy squeak toy.
It's an old one.
Oh. I'll put you on with Jeffy. 576 WSE likes the wimpy ones. Right, Jeffy?
Right, Bob.
Okay. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN.
Much.
Well, he gets to talk as much as he wants to. I told Jeffy yesterday he's free to break in anytime he wants to. He's just sitting there in awe.
That right, Bob, works anyway.
Yeah, I know. I like that, too. I was going to steal that.
Well,
I'm going to change it to Right Diaz, though. Right Diaz.
It's on a flip card in there. We wrote it out for him. Let's go to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Good afternoon there, Mad Dog.
Good afternoon, Tampa.
And to Mr. Ron Bennington and Cleveland Wheeler.
Hello, sir.
This is the triple threat. That guy was right. You are the triple threat.
Yes, we are.
This is the Menage a Talk of radio.
Yes, it is.
I was thinking, Cleveland, you're going to be on there for the week, right? And you're thinking of the name of the show?
Yes, sir.
How about something like Choking the Chicken or Choking My Chicken?
That's not bad. Make Hooters happy.
Hey, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Bobby, don't fear the Reaper. You sounded a little insecure there earlier, like, someone may take your job away. No one can do what you do, okay?
No one wants to.
Who
wants to live through their pain for 4 hours a day?
Hey, it's got me a nice house, and a couple of bucks in the bank.
Well, you write a couple jokes and relax. Yes.
Mr. Bennington, can I call you Ron?
Yes.
I never get to call you in the morning because I'm working, but I listen to you all the time.
Well, the phone lines are packed then.
You guys are fantastic, and you know what I love about your style is you'll be doing a serious discussion interview with someone over the phone, and then right out of the blue, you'll say something wacky to them.
Yeah.
Just blindside them with it, you know. And that's a gift you have.
God, that annoys the hell out of me when he does that.
Really?
I love it.
Oh, you do?
That's the old setup, so they think they're somewhere, and then next thing is, what?
Yeah, you do another.
Didn't you guys lose a guest this week?
We lost 2 guests this week.
2 guests this week.
We lost Richard Simmons. Who,
Richard Simmons? You lost him?
Yeah.
Are you sad about that one? You're not sad about that.
And I felt bad about it. And the guy who wrote the book, The Hot Zone, about Ebola, because Julie Williams was drunk and started screaming at him because she took a trip to Africa once. Quite embarrassing.
Well, wait a second. What did you possibly do to offend Richard Simmons?
I think he thought Fez was making fun of him. I couldn't really figure it out. You know, I think that he thought that Fez was doing like a Richard Simmons bit rather than just being Fez.
Because I haven't heard Richard do radio for a long time, but there was a point when I think Richard Simmons was the finest radio guest in the country. I'm serious. He did some stuff with I know somebody that's one of your favorites, Neil Rogers, that was just absolutely classic. Just absolutely unbelievable 4-hour marathons that were hilarious.
2 of them making out.
Yes.
Grabbing ass.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun with, we had him over there for about 4 times on the zoo until but the last time he was on, he told my audience I had a girlfriend that I hadn't even told my wife that yet. Yeah.
Hey, Ron?
Yeah.
Ron, you the Ron and Ron.
Wait, I want to hear the end of this story.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm just sitting here. I'll be quiet.
You had a girlfriend that you never told your wife about.
Yeah, matter of fact, she's here right now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't have the wife anymore. I have the girlfriend now.
And so what did
Richard do this? Why did Richard do this? What
Well,
prompted this?
he doesn't care. He lives in Hollywood. He lives in Fantasyland. That's where they all do that out there. They don't care. They tell tales every day, whether they're true or not, you know. So I don't know.
How did he know that you had a girlfriend, though? I mean, I guess you weren't
She was
hiding
standing outside the window. I didn't think he would actually say anything. And I said, and he says, well, there's nice people outside the window. And I said, well, one of them is my girlfriend. And he said, you're a tramp. You're a tramp. I know you have a wife because my wife used to call him. She used to love him.
Oh,
you know?
God.
Women love Richard Simmons. They love to talk to Richard.
And she's home listening to the show?
She's home listening to the
show.
Yeah. That was only about a week later the St. Petersburg Times broke the story.
So will you be having Richard on your, fill-in show next week?
No.
No. Damn.
I understand why he did that, but I don't know. I can't.
Well, it all worked out for the best.
Yeah, it did. I've been with a girlfriend 7 years.
Still have the wife.
I hope I'm still with her.
Oh, well.
Okay, Ron?
What now?
Can I call you Ron?
Sure you can, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mad Dog. Ron, you do a great service. I don't know what your demographic, the people that listen to you, what age group they are, but my mom and dad listen to you, and they're in the 60s and that.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
It's great, man. I'm telling you what. You shock the hell out of them. So now they look at me and they think I'm not so bad, because they listen to you guys and go,
that's right.
Oh, my God, he came up okay. I wanted to ask you something real quick about your comedy restaurant, is it?
791 Hip, comedy scene, all-black show this weekend, all Negroes.
Oh, well.
Starring Mr. Happy Kolwitz, Ron Bennington's deaf comedy scene.
I wanted to ask you something. You serve food in there? I've never been to one of those.
Oh, fantastic prime rib.
Prime rib is?
Yeah.
Do you eat right there in front of the comedians and that?
Yeah.
Okay, and
it's fun to.
Is there a package deal with it or something?
Oh yeah, $17.95. Get you dinner and a nice show.
Well, let me ask you: would it be the kind of place if you took your mom or dad to it? Would they be offended with?
Not this weekend. I wouldn't. There's going to be a lot of gangbangers there, a lot of crackheads.
Well, that's okay. They're into that too.
All right.
That's the usual crowd that the Negroes attract.
Yes. They're the same as us.
You get a room with that?
Oh, I can get you a room in a hooker, as a matter of fact.
God, you
all for $17.95. What a deal!
Well, you should see the hooker. It's not real attractive.
Crack and crack.
So does that answer it all, caller?
That does it for me.
Good, I hope so, because I got to get out of here. It's 4:47.
And now, coming to you live, it's another Ron and Ron replay.
UN, entertaining talk radio.
About 4 minutes away from the hour of 6 o'clock. Let's go to a cell phone in Land O'Lakes. Hi there, Sal. You're on the air at WSUN.
Good afternoon, Bob Lassiter.
Good afternoon, sir.
Is Bennington still there?
Actually, they've both stepped out of the room for the moment anyway.
Okay, well, I want to publicly congratulate BL for being the first Hooters on the radio personality to not lose a guest on Bennington's show.
Okay, that's cool.
And if they're listening, enjoy your vacation, girls. I called you to tell you I was telling you before I fix computers for a living.
Yeah.
And one of my responsibilities is when a store opens, I have to just stand around and smile and say hi and represent my company.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, yeah.
And I went around the corner. You know, they've always got samples and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big displays was Spam hamburgers.
Oh, really?
Yes, they had a whole setup. The guy's got a grill with...
oh, God, Sharon's not here either. She'll be so disappointed.
Tell her to go up to Dade City. There's a store with a grand opening, and they're probably there this weekend, if she makes it back from the cruise ship.
Oh, I'm sure she will. She'll be there with bells on. No doubt about that.
But they had it with the lettuce and tomato and the bun and everything.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for the report.
Enjoy. Have a good weekend.
You too. Let's, okay, well, whatever. We take them as they come. Let's go to Clearwater. Hi, Clear. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Doing great, sir. How are you?
Good. Excellent show.
Thank you. I thought it was. It was a pleasure, the two guys here today.
Yeah. Hey,
a lot of fun.
Three personalities like yourself together all the time. Yeah, actually, I was wanting to go back about 25 years. Some people come up with all these different unusual radio names, personality names, like, there's one, Paxton Quigley. I was wondering if he would tell us how he came up with that name.
Cleveland Wheeler?
Yeah, he used to be going by use that name, Paxton Quigley.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
He was in Miami radio.
I didn't know that. Well, I knew he worked in Miami and Denver and a couple of other towns, too, but I didn't know he ever worked under the name Paxton Quigley. Well, I don't know whether it was the case with Cleveland, but it was not at all unusual in the early days of radio for the station to pick your name.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you something else that was also not unusual, and that is that even when they changed jocks, the names stayed the same because the station, this would be smaller markets, because the station had already paid for a jingle package, where they sing, and now it's the Paxton Quigley Show! Well, if they had paid for Paxton Quigley, baby, and the guy didn't work out, the next guy also was Paxton Quigley, because those jingles were expensive.
Well, that's kind of like the Chris Walker with the traffic there, huh?
Exactly, except even worse.
All right, well, I just wanted to congratulate you on this show, too, man. I thought it was great today.
Well, I had a ball, and I'm glad you guys did, too.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
So, let's see, the girls are off on vacation until a week from Tuesday. A week from this coming Tuesday, they'll be back, so that's 6 shows. And Cleveland Wheeler will be sitting in while they're gone, and who knows what the hell happens. This is a weird business. You just never know, do you? You guys have yourselves a good weekend, okay? It's 5:56.